Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of the No Name Wrestling Podcast. It's been a crazy week in the world of wrestling. We got a lot to talk about. Survivor Series War Games was last night, but first we have a very special guest, as you can see. Ladies and gentlemen, this is someone who I believe is very underappreciated, someone who doesn't get their flowers enough. She's a former WWE Women's Champion, a former WWE's Divas Champion. She is a 2006 Diva Search Champion, and also a former NBA champion, technically. And you are not enough for her. She is an insatiable, nasty girl. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Layla L.
Hi guys. Hello.
How are you? I'm good. We're very good. And when I saw you were doing interviews, this is something I just wanted to do because, like I said, I feel like when people talk about the best of the Divas era, I feel like your name gets glossed over a lot. I feel like we see the same names, deservingly so, like Beth, Michelle, Trish, like all those girls are deserving of it. But I feel like your name doesn't get brought up enough. So I wanted to bring you on here because I wanted to give you your flowers to your face. And I also wanted everyone else to be able to give you your flowers.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's kind of my fault too because I kind of like just disappeared after I retired in 2015. I really just was like, goodbye. I'm done. I wanted a break and stuff like that. So I totally understand why nobody really remembers me, I think, or appreciates the work that I've done. And that's okay. But in time, now that I'm back around and I'm back on social media and hopefully who knows what's possible in the future, that maybe it will spark something and people will start maybe remembering what I was part of the Diva era, and that, maybe I will get some flowers. And if I don't, it's okay. Because I had a job, and I had a job for 9 years. That was me getting my flowers, right?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So I just wanted to do that for you because, like I said, even if you don't get your flowers from everyone else, you're going to get them here. You're going to get them here today. Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, you guys are sweet. Thank you.
Of course. I'm actually I'm super excited because, like I said, back in the day, 12-year-old me, he's super excited, because you're one of his favorites. Also, may have had a crush on you, but my girlfriend's watching, so I'm probably in trouble. So let me just shut up and get to this first question.
She probably had a crush on her too, bro.
Better relax, buddy. Better relax.
Hey, chill, Malik. Okay, we're gonna get to this first question. So Survivor Series War Games was last night for the WWE, and it started off with the Women's War Games match. Now, in the past 10 years, the women have gotten the opportunity to do a lot more extreme type matches, like Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank ladder match. So my question to you is, do you wish you would have been given the opportunity to participate in those type of matches when you were around in the WWE?
Absolutely, 100%. 100%. Can you imagine in that time if the Divas would have been given that opportunity and we were able to just go and prove what we could do, I'm happy for the women right now. To watch what they're able to do and the time that they're given and the storylines, it's amazing. It's impressive. I'm generally happy for them. And part of me is I wish we would have had that, but there's also the acceptance that wasn't our era, that wasn't our time. And I got some great moments. We had the first ever women's tables match. If you guys remember that, it was LayCool against Beth Phoenix and Natalia. So we were able to do that. We were the first female. I'm trying to think. Female NXT. I can't think what we were. We were not mentors. We were for Kaval. We were.
Right. Oh yeah, the pros. The pros. Yeah, the pros. Yeah, for Kaval. Low key, as they call them.
Kelly and I were in a match, LayCool and Kelly against was it Dolph Ziggler and Edge? We got to
the world title. Yep, I remember that
title. So there was totally great moments that I remember that we were able to break through and get opportunities. But to see the women thriving now, man, I mean, it just proves that we could do it too. Every woman could go out there and do what the guys were capable of doing. So, and can you imagine the next generation of females superstars? I can't wait to see it. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Who were some women back in the day that you felt could really thrive in today's era? Because you see behind the scenes stuff that we don't see, people putting in different types of work that people don't see on television all the time because you only get certain type of opportunities with certain things. Just based off what you saw maybe behind the scenes with certain people who are certain superstars that you really felt in today's era they could really, thrive a lot.
Michelle McCool, Melina for sure. I felt like that, because there was one pay-per-view. I remember they had such a great match. I think they actually, they actually got like, kind of like told off or whatever that they had too good of a match. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. I'm trying to think what pay-per-view it was. I think they would totally have shined and been able to just be able, because they would have been held back. You know what I mean? Because they were such great, like, who doesn't like Melina? Who doesn't think Michelle McCool was a great wrestler? I'm trying to think who else. Help me out, guys, because it's been a while for me. I'm sorry. It's been a really long time for me. So help me out.
Mickey James is still killing it.
Oh, my God.
Mickey
Mickey
James.
Candice, too. I'm trying to think who.
Victoria, Tara.
Oh, my God. Victoria, like, come on. Like, can you just imagine, like, them right now if they were, like, 20 years younger and they were, not 20 years, you know what I mean? 10 years.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I think any, to be honest with you, I think any woman actually in that division when I was there, if they were given the opportunity that women are given right now, everybody worked hard. AJ, like, come on.
Absolutely.
AJ, you know what I mean? Like, even the Bellas, like, everybody would have thrived, I think, in this era right now. They really would have, because they're given the time, they're given the dedication, the training. When I was, I didn't have to train. I trained when I was on the road. That was because I was already on TV, so I didn't go to development. But development, from what I remember, was like sink or swim, where now it's like they're really behind everybody and they push them and they make sure that they're all going to be stars most of the time.
Could you fix your camera? Because you're the chat only can see half your face. Yeah.
You guys, I'm so sorry. Hold on.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I'm watching
People want to see. People want to see your face.
They want to see my face. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys, I can't see myself. Sorry if this is like
That's okay.
You're fine. That's fine right there.
right here. Tell me
Yeah.
where.
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
great.
That's good.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
So
There you go, Chad.
Like it was just like your nose, like was at the bottom, like people don't see your nose.
So
Nah.
so in this time frame, I'm going to give a little backstory. So in this time frame, this was when you were Divas champion, and this is when my older brother, my older sister still was still watching wrestling. I'm still the only one left. So in this time frame, when you were Divas champion, this is when you were doing the story with Eve and Caitlyn, and you lost the belt at Night of Champions to Eve. And like we had like this sibling rivalry because you were my favorite growing up, and my older brother was for Caitlyn, my older sister was for Eve. So it was like turf war. But I gotta ask, because I know the question's gonna come up when we end up posting clips and stuff like that, and the question's gonna come up in the comments. We saw Lita make a return with Becky with the tag titles. We saw Trish Stratus kill it with Becky Lynch coming back. We saw Melina make countless Rumble returns. We've seen Mickey James still be a powerhouse today. I gotta ask, is there a point in time where you would like to come back and do something like that? Would you like to come back with Michelle McCool, make a run at the tag titles? Is there a chance? Is there a possibility?
Yeah, now there is. Before, absolutely 100% no. I was not open to anything. I wanted a break. I wanted to get away. But now, absolutely. Before I get like too old and I can't come back and do anything, yeah, I would. One more time, I would honestly come back to do a LayCool reunion if that is possible and if that's something that could happen. Why not? Why not? It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we had a lot of fans when we were together, and LayCool was a stable for a while. Like we were together for 2.5 years, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to. Like I would love to reunite with my best friend. I really would. Just one more time. Yeah, I sure would. And thank you for supporting me, even though I lost that night. But hey.
Well, speaking of LayCool, one of the more iconic duos that we've seen in WWE, as we mentioned before, I feel like it doesn't get enough love. And we know you obviously had chemistry with her, but is there anybody you felt like you stepped across the ring from them? You guys just clicked in the ring. You guys had absolute chemistry. Is there anybody that comes to mind that you just know, like whenever y'all stepped in, it was magic?
Kelly. Barbie, Kelly. I loved working with Barbie. I love Kelly. Because here's the thing, Kelly and I started at the same time, like literally. Like I think she was there a couple of months before I was there, and we kind of had to work our way together. We were in Extreme Expose, thank goodness, because I couldn't wrestle then. I couldn't do a thing, right? And she was in training, so thank goodness I could dance, right? And then so we had Extreme Expose, and then her and I would feud. We had a feud together, so we basically were thrown on live TV, not knowing like anything. But after a while, when we had live event matches, and the longer we were in the WWE, we were doing live matches. It was just like, okay, ready, go. We didn't even have to say anything. Like literally would look at each other and would know. And Natalia, I loved working Natalia. Natalia and I can't even, like, I don't think people understand. Natalia and I wrestled each other so much that it's like, I bet you I can still get in there with her. I haven't done anything wrestling wise, and I guarantee you I'd still remember like the sequences. She was so easy to work with. She helped me out immensely, trained me like immensely. I'm trying to think if there was anybody else, but those are the two that I connected with right away, like chemistry wise, like really could read each other.
So these guys are going to make fun of me for it again, like they always do when I bring this up. But I'm older than all these guys.
No
so
way.
I was
for real.
I was a little bit older when LayCool and when all that stuff was happening around that time. I was already out of high school when that stuff was happening.
Oh
and
my
so
God.
yeah, so obviously you were there, right, experiencing it. I don't know what your recollection of your booking situation at that time was, but from the outside looking in as an adult watching wrestling at that time, it just looked to me like the women's booking at that time was not given the full amount of thought, detail, and attention that it needed to be. But my point is, even out of all of that at that time, I remember LayCool very fondly, kind of like this golden icon sticking up out of the ground, separating itself from everything else. So my question is, where did the idea of LayCool come from, and were there any conversations between you and Michelle about that, about understanding how poorly the women's division may have been booked and what you guys needed to do to stand out?
Yeah, 100. You're absolutely 100% right. At that time, they didn't care about the women's division. I actually remember like talking to a writer, and they were like, "We don't care about the girls." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Right. So yeah, we were just like basically a back burner. We're like the tinsel that was just like to distract the fans for a little bit. But yeah, Michelle and I would always have conversations about it. Actually, all the divas would. Like we would fight so hard. Like Michelle would write up storylines every week, and she would be pitching it. And LayCool wasn't actually supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to be LayCool. They actually had, because I was on Raw and I got drafted, because I was with William Regal at the time, and I got drafted to SmackDown where Michelle was. And originally Stephanie McMahon wanted to do a Mean Girls storyline, right? She wanted the two girls, Mean Girls, and it was going to be, I think, Michelle McCool and Alicia Fox originally. That's who I think they had originally for that. And then I think Michelle was wrestling Mickey James, right? So what they just needed a filler, basically to keep them away from each other. So when the pay-per-view matches happen and stuff like that, you wanted to see it more. So I was just a filler. I was just supposed to be going out there just to, do whatever and stuff like that. But the chemistry between Michelle and I just kept growing and growing. And then even then, it still wasn't an idea. And then it just kept going and going. And in the end, we just became a tag team. And it just worked. I don't understand. It just works. I'm so happy that it works. I'm so glad that it just organically happened. It wasn't like forced on anybody and stuff like that. And CM Punk was actually the one who helped us come up with the name backstage.
Oh, wow.
Because we were like trying to figure out a name. Like they were like, you need a name. And then he was the one that actually wrote it down and said, do this. And we were like, yeah, we love that. Let's do that. And but for the girls, yeah, we weren't. Everybody knew that we weren't a factor for anything, and it was hard for us to do it because we were always the ones that would get our time cut. Like it was always like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So what I feel like LayCool was able to attend in that short period of time was pretty amazing, because we weren't like the company was behind us, but not as much as they are behind the WWE women superstars at present.
Right.
If you could again, your camera is low. So
Oh,
Yeah, it's drifting.
If you-
yeah, you might have to like.
Do you have something you could set it on? Because I know your arms probably getting tired.
Yeah.
You know what? I was expecting this to be.
Mini.
Hold on, I am like the worst. Hold on, let me.
Don't
see.
worry about it. It's fine.
Should I leave and come back?
No.
Because
You
No,
just-
I think it's how you're holding like your phone.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it keeps tilting down, so people keep.
yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys.
No, don't worry about it.
It's all good.
No, we ain't tripping about it.
I am. Hold on one sec. Let me just turn it around. I can't even see me. Where am I?
Oh,
Okay,
there you go.
there we go. Let me see. Is that better? Or now I can't see myself again.
There you go. You can turn it.
That's
Turn it
good.
the other way.
I think.
Turn it
There
the
we
other
go.
way. Yeah, the other way. How it was.
There you go.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
I apologize for this. I am not the best with technology. I didn't know. I
think-
thought I was doing an interview.
All
Like I
good.
didn't-
I think we found your greatest rival.
just do this. Yeah, right. Just do this. If I'm going down, just no. If I'm like, just do
What's
this.
What's covering your camera now?
Is that your finger? Is that
Is that
your-
your
There we
finger?
go.
There you
There
go.
we go.
Yeah. You're good.
You had Nate's girlfriend. You had Nate's girlfriend donate $5, saying that she wants to see your pretty face.
Who said that?
Nate's
My girlfriend.
Nate's
She wants to see your pretty
Aw,
face.
Yeah.
thank you. Very sweet. Thank you, guys.
All
Give
right,
some-
this
oh,
Mo.
appreciate
Mo,
that.
Yep.
All right. So like Nate mentioned earlier, you were the winner of the 2006 Diva Search. So what was that entire process like? Like, how did you feel like that prepared you for TV and everything else down the line? Were there any crazy stories you could tell us about it?
The Diva Search was kind of nerve-wracking because you've got all these women. I remember, like, I did this audition. I was very late for it because of hurricane season in Miami, and I wasn't even going to go, but I went. The lady waited for me. Her name was Jane. Thank God, we're really good friends. We're best friends now. And did the audition. When I got to LA, I mean, everybody was gorgeous. Like, I mean, stunning. And I was like sitting there, like watching, thinking, I don't have a chance. I don't have a chance. I don't have a chance. There's no way. There's no way. And then when we picked the girls, the 6 of us, there was when you put a group of women together who are beautiful, attractive, I'd say, personality, strong-willed, very determined to be stars, and want to be successful, it becomes very combative and very competitive. And I remember I used to sit in the locker room, right? Because they gave us, when we got there, they gave us very strict rules about, how to conduct ourselves and what not to do and what to do. And I took that really seriously. So I just stayed in our locker room. I didn't really go anywhere, but the girls would be like fighting. They'd be like backstage, like some of the girls would be like, having full on fights. I'm going to win. No, I'm going to win. No, I'm going to. It sounds crazy, right? I've never ever shared this kind of stuff. But this is realistically what happens when you put a group of women together. And I was just like, I don't think I'm going to win. And for me, like going in front of a WWE crowd live like that, when they don't want to, so most of them didn't even want to care about the Diva Search. They want to watch wrestling, So it was like our first time out there, they were like booing us. They were booing us so hard. Like, no lie, they were booing us. I can't remember what state it was. They were just booing us. And I was like, literally, when I came backstage, I was like, what have I just got myself in for? Like, what have I just done? And the other girls too, that we were all in like shock. And then it's like you're driving from here to here. I thought it was the glamorous life. I thought we were going to be living like 5-star, high class, but then you get to these arenas and you're like, what is this? Like, and you get some cities and it was just like, it was totally like a wake up call, but it was also one of the greatest experiences in my life. One of the, I'm glad I did it. I feel like I represented the Diva Search. I feel like that I attained what I wanted to attain in WWE. And anyone, if they ever bring that back, which I don't know if they will, but if they ever bring that back to any females out there who want to think like, oh, should I be a part? Do it. You've got nothing to lose. You will travel. You're getting the opportunity to travel the world. You're given the opportunity to meet people you never thought you'd ever meet and see things you never, ever, ever thought you'd ever see again. So if you ever do, just do it. Take it. It's scary. I'll be honest with you, I was scared. I maybe not. I don't come across nervous, but I promise you, I was so nervous before every show. Exhausted, nervous, just by stress. And then when I won, I still didn't believe it. Like New York, I would say New York was awesome to me. I don't know if you guys ever saw the finale that was in New York, but the crowd in New York was amazing, amazing.
All right. We mentioned LayCool earlier, and this one comes from my girlfriend, the one who donated the $5. So she wanted to ask you, she wanted to ask you, what is your favorite LayCool moment?
Oh my God, so many. A favorite LayCool moment. Michelle and I match. Even though it was really sad, like it was really sad, but that for me was definitely the highlight, because not only that, it was something that I got to share with my best friend. It was her last time with me, you know, in the ring, and she was passing on the buck to me, like she was giving me, and I got to live that with her. Like we cried our eyes out, like backstage, like it was. To this day, it still gives me tears. Like I got to share that with Michelle. We had a great run together, and then we got to share that final moment that I will always treasure, and I'm sure she will too. And I'm trying to think, like, and I was injured too when I wrestled that match. I tore my ACL and MCL hours before that.
Oh, no.
So I left too. So it was. I'll always remember that. That was the end for LayCool, and it was just definitely the highlight of LayCool. There's many, but that one for sure. What's your girlfriend's name?
Minnie Portable. She's Minnie Portable in the comments.
I know she is. Hi, honey. How are you? Hi, honey. How are you?
Oh, you just made her day. I know you made her day.
Aww.
I want to ask you about the lifestyle. I mean, most of us fans hear stories about the travel and everything, but for you personally, mentally, how do you always manage to push through the traveling, never being home, you know, the consistent taking bumps, battling through the injuries, like you just mentioned, having to go in a match with a torn ACL, knowing that you have a legit injury, but you still have to go out here and push through it for this stuff. Just in general, how do you manage that schedule for so long? And who are some of your favorite people to ride with back in the day too, to travel with and spend time with on the road?
So it's crazy hectic. Like that's why I retired. When I retired because the older you get, it's so daunting. I persevered because I knew it was my job, so I had to do it, right? And the only perseverance was because you know the reward afterwards, right? You know the reward, like I got to enjoy performing in front of a live crowd. I got to travel the world, so I knew what I was doing, what I was getting to. But of course, there are days where I was like, man, I don't even want to get out of bed. Like there were literally days. I think like Ariana, I don't know if you remember, she was Cameron. One day I remember I was like, literally, I just looked up and she's like pulled the cover off me. She's like, Lay, you gotta get up. And I was like, I'm not going. I'm not going in today. And she's like, get your ass. Can I say that? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Get your ass up out of
yeah.
bed. So I did. And I used to love traveling with Kelly. I love, that was my partner. We've been riding together since, man, 2008, 2006, maybe 2007. We've been traveling together. I used to love traveling with Ariana, Cameron. I'm trying to think who else I used to travel with. I used to travel with Primo and Epical. I love traveling with them. Times. They're hilarious. Who else I used to travel with? It's been so long. I can't even. But those were my frequent I would travel. I did travel with Maria too. We used to have a great time. Maria's actually a lot more calmer than I am, kind of thing, you know. So she would always take the lead because I have no sense of direction when I used to travel on the roads and stuff. We started traveling before there was GPS, like before there was any of that. We used to have like, oh my god, that sounds so old. We used to have to print out the directions.
Right, MapQuest. I'm with you, Layla. I'm with you.
Right? We used to
Yo, man.
I got no sense of direction. I don't know where the hell I'm going.
I hated
was driving
MapQuest.
around like in this city, this that. I didn't know when I was living in Miami. I barely knew how to get to flipping South Beach at one point. So like, thank God when Maria and I started riding together, she'd be like, Layla, when iPhones come out, she's like, just get in the car. And she's like, That was great. That was a great time. I used to travel with Eve too. We used to have a great time. Eve is very regimented. I like that. Because I'm a little bit more laid back and kind of just like, she's like, nope, time, consistent. Here we go. So, but the traveling was fun, especially when we got to go to Europe and got to go to Australia and stuff like that. As exhausting as it was, I was like, I'm going to take everything in and enjoy this moment. And now I don't travel. It feels great. So I'm glad I did it, but do it when you're younger. When you get older, it's just like, oh, you know?
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot to deal with.
Yes, it is. Yes, absolutely.
So I have to ask because I don't know if I'll ever get another opportunity to ask. So
Sure.
I'm a pro wrestler in training.
Okay.
I train and showcase pro wrestling. But you probably might know my coach, but one of my coaches is Kenny Dykstra.
Oh, okay. I do know him.
So what I want to ask, and it's just me being selfish because I have the opportunity, and a lot of our viewers are pro wrestlers in training as well. Do you have any advice for people like us? Anything that we should know? Like any things of that nature? I'm all ears. I got my notebook right here. Just any advice would be greatly
Honestly,
appreciated.
learn backstage. Learn respect. Learn the rules backstage. Get a mentor. You need a mentor. You need a mentor who's been in the wrestling business or a mentor who knows the wrestling business inside out and tells you the truth. Don't let nobody lie to you. Don't let nobody just yes you, stuff like that, and go out there and make a fool of yourself. Let the person hurt your feelings and tell you, no, don't do that. Like, that's stupid. Like, that's what you need. You need to hear someone who's honest. You need a good team around you. Because sometimes I think what wrestlers do, and I think I did it too, is you forget that, yeah, the fans love you, stuff like that. But don't let that go to your head, because that's what happens most of the time. It goes to your head, and then you start making really bad decisions because you're not making decisions on reality, or you're not understanding, like, hey, that don't look good. That's not going to look good for you, or that's not a good representation. So that's what I do. Kenny knows. He'll tell you. That's a great, right? He knows, and he'll probably like. I would always check in and be like, hey, do you think this is a good idea for me? Do you think that I should do this? Because most of the times you feel like you can't say no to stuff. That's one thing I think that most wrestlers have. You get up there, and I think that's why a lot of them have failed. Like I'm actually surprised that a lot of the NXT stars that went up there like didn't thrive. Like some of them that don't thrive, like I'm kind of surprised by that. And I think it could be the fear of saying no to something because they don't want to lose their jobs, and then they end up like hurting their own careers because they're not true to themselves. And if you've noticed, the wrestlers who are true to themselves, right? The wrestlers who stand their ground normally and it's right, end up being the biggest stars of all because they connect with the fans and they, you know what I mean? Instead of being told, go out there and do this, you need to act like this. No, I need to act what I think is best for my career and what I know is going to get over with the fans. Does that make sense?
That's so true. No, that's
so
true.
Yeah. But it's always fear-based. You're always scared. Oh my God. And it used to be worse, I think. Like, I can't say, because I'm not there now, so I don't know what it's like. But for me, when I used to watch a lot of the people come up from development, they would ruin their characters. Before they even started, their characters would like, hey, but they were so great in OVW, or they were so great at FCW. Why are they now not, you know what I mean? And it's always because the writers or somebody or something, and it's too scared to say no, or I want to do this. And some of those people that I've seen really get over have gone out there and don't care what backstage says. They just do their thing and they've gotten over, right? They took the risk. So yeah.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, that's crazy.
No, yeah. Well, you spoke earlier about how if there was an opportunity, given right circumstances, you would come back for like a little run with Michelle McCool and run LayCool back again. So with that being said, who is either a tag team or even if you got a solo match in that situation, who is somebody now in WWE, whether it be main roster, NXT, anybody you see, who would be somebody you would know, like you want to run it back with them, you want to get in the ring with them, do a program or a feud with one of them?
Is this present superstars or past?
Present superstars or past. If there was somebody you never got a chance to as well, it could be either.
Yeah, your camera's down low again too.
Again, is that better?
There it is. That's better.
Is that better? Okay, just keep telling me. I'm sorry, guys.
Thank you so much for being flexible with that, by the way.
He's saying thank you for being flexible.
Yeah, I'm just saying thank
no.
you for being kind about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I say I love watching Chelsea Green and Piper. I would love for LayCool to.
We're big Chelsea and Piper advocates on here, so.
Yeah, I love their work. They're great. I think that could work. I think that we could probably have a small run with them, like something. Also, is it Stratton Tiffany time?
Yes.
Tiffany
Yes.
Stratton,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I love it. I love the names. I love the names.
Star. I think she's gonna be. I really do. I think her look, her gear, but her in-ring skill is like. I watched her in. I'm trying to think. Was it the Royal Rumble or was it the? No, it was the cage.
Chamber?
Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber, and I was like, "What that?" Like I was like, "Whoa!" Like she killed it. She stole. I feel like she stole that match. I feel like she was the star, and she's a newcomer, right? I think she was just brand new then.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's only been around a couple years.
Yeah. And Jade would be amazing too. Jade's going to be a huge. Just look. And So to me, it's like, but I think I would like to. I think Chelsea.
Put your camera up a little bit again.
Hi.
Yeah.
Chelsea would be Chelsea and Piper would definitely. I would love to see that happen.
Hell yeah.
I'm a recent Chelsea convert, but yeah, I completely agree. Also, you guys don't know anything about MapQuest. We're gonna have to pull up a Wikipedia article.
No, I do, because my parents.
My girl does. Minnie does.
Yeah. Oh God,
I know.
So these guys are covering the more broad sort of genuine questions, which is great because that allows me to ask silly questions. I got one I have to ask you because I remember you brought it up. I remember season 2 of NXT when you and Michelle worked with Loki Kaval, right? And at the time, everybody on the internet, the wrestling marks like me, hated it. Now, I loved it. I loved the dynamic that you guys had, and I thought going away from the obvious of putting him with somebody work rate and putting him with you two to see how he would react to you, I thought was tremendous. But my question is, off screen, what kind of conversations were had between you three to make that dynamic work? Because in all honesty, it shouldn't have worked, but it did. And I'm just wondering how that went.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah, I totally. I don't want to speak for Kaval. I don't think it's not that he wasn't happy with it or anything like that. I don't think it was anything like that. He was absolutely great to work with. Kaval helped me out many times with training. I'm going to say Loki, sorry, but would you like me to say Kaval because it's Loki?
Either way. No, either one.
Either way.
Yeah,
we know him as both.
We know.
Yeah. When I first met Loki, like it was in FCW, he helped me train a little bit. He was really awesome, very patient, very like caring and giving. So that when we didn't even know we were going to be in NXT. It was just like, hey, you guys got a promo, you got to film this. We were like, okay. And then we looked at our down and then we're like, Kaval. And then I was like, oh, wow. Oh, okay. Like, and then he didn't know. He didn't know either. He watched it live on TV. He wasn't in the arena or anything. So he got to watch it live.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%.
That's sick work. Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah. So I don't know how he generally felt about it. Him. For me, was like clueless at the time because I was just like, oh, yay, here we go. But people were like, why are you putting him with LayCool? You're making it a joke. He's not a joke. He's a great wrestler. He's amazing. He's this, he's that. So there was a lot of that. But Johnny Ace was like, you guys are going to get this kid over. I remember him saying that. I was like, okay. And I think he went with it. He was very accepting. He went with the flow. We literally were just like, we just did whatever we wanted to do on TV, and it was improvised. We were improvising most of the time, and he went with it. He was a great sport, and it worked out for him. I think he was going to win, I think, regardless. I always thought he was going to win regardless. But to be more serious, since you're asking what was the route, like what were people saying backstage, stuff like that. MVP was a pro in that era, right? In NXT, I think, right? So he actually wanted to swap. Do you remember who his NXT?
Man,
I think it was Percy Watson, wasn't it?
Yes,
I think that was it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember when he first came out, I was like, "What's that? Why is he barking?" And I didn't understand, and then they're like, "Hey, shut up!" It's because I was like, Oh, okay. So then, but I think MVP was like, he actually pulled us aside and he was like, "Hey, do you think we should pitch an idea that Kaval comes with me because it makes more sense that he's with me and da 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 da." And I was like, of course, I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I just don't think they wanted it. I think Vince and everybody preferred him to be with us. So
Yeah.
So I
Well,
think
Loki didn't work out long term, but when that happened, I was all for it. I was very happy with it.
It was entertaining, right? I thought it was great. I really do think, because otherwise he would have just been a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel like that's great, but you also want to get over with the fast, not just the smart marks. You know what I mean? Like I think sometimes play to that too much. When it's like, hold up, what about the other fans who just want to watch wrestling, just want to be entertained and want to laugh and blah, blah, blah. So whatever you say, I think it worked, and that's just my opinion on it.
I agree.
Thank you.
So over the years, we've heard different stories from different wrestlers about like stories that they've pitched that got turned down, or different like weird storylines that were pitched to them. What are some of those for you? Like stories that you've pitched that were turned down, or some of the weirdest storylines that were pitched out to you?
Do you guys remember when Wade Barrett was like king?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah.
It was like Bad News Barrett, right? Am I saying it right?
Yep.
King Barrett.
And then he was King Barrett. So at that time, I just came back and I was pitching to be with him because I was with King. I get around, right? I mean, I just get around. I love my British men. I just get around. Like what? So it was like I was with William Regal, which we really did go. We didn't do anything much with that. With me, I was very nervous, but I thought that could have been a great thing, like to have myself with Wade Barrett, and it was talked about. It was an idea, it really was, but in the end, it didn't happen. I think I retired just before. And then, is there any ideas that were pitched to me that I didn't want to do? I don't remember much. I remember one agent was like, "You should come out with wet hair." That was it, and I was like, "No." But everything else, I kind of pretty much went with. If it was pitched to me, I kind of went along with it.
Sure.
Yeah. So my next question. So we see, if you know, former WWE superstar Maven. We see him. He's got his own YouTube channel. Undertaker's got his own podcast. It seems like wrestlers these days, like the ones who are done, they have their own little ventures. Whether it be YouTube or podcasts. And you're back on the internet. You said you're back on social media. Can we expect a YouTube channel? Any silly content? Any podcasts of your own anytime soon?
Absolutely, yes. By January, by January, I'm working on stuff that I'm going to. I am going to have a podcast, which I'm going to mostly focus on the Diva era, because I feel like a lot of people have just been so negative about it, stuff like that. So I'd like to start my podcast about it. Let's talk about the Diva era. Let's talk about all the good things, the bad things, the botches, the stuff that happened backstage. I'd like to have some of the past divas on there with me. And I am going to have a YouTube channel. Yes, I will have a subscription-based platform on the internet where you guys can see some of my life and what I've been up to and what I'm up to now, and what the future holds for me. So absolutely, everything. You're going to see a lot of me on social media again, and
Nice.
A lot more appearances. I will be doing a lot more appearances, and I just want to get back out there again. It's just been time. I've been away for such a long time, and I actually miss talking. Like even just now, talking with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
This is a blast for me. I've had such a great time, and I'm glad I took a break from wrestling and stuff like that. But to come back and just talk about something that was a huge factor and a huge part of my life it's been very rewarding too for me.
And that podcast sounds interesting as hell, by the way. Like I'm going to be looking forward to that. That sounds awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be Lay Talk.
Ah,
I like it.
Lay talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be talking. We'll be doing that real soon. I might invite some of you guys on there too.
Hell yeah.
We'll get on that.
Look
Absolutely.
forward to that.
Oh, that's
We're always available anytime. I want to go back to something you said earlier because I just want to know the backstory. You said you tore your ACL. like hours before your match against Michelle McCool? I mean, what like was it during like the rehearsal process, or were you kind of already having like a nagging injury before then? Like, how did that happen?
It was just during the rehearsal. We didn't really have a rehearsal, so it's not a rehearsal. The agent at the time that we had was new to be an agent, and he wanted us to show the finisher, what we had planned, stuff like that. And I had, like, silly me, I had on my UGG boots, went up for Michelle's finisher. She had me here, and I was supposed to, she pinned me down, and I was supposed to just land on my feet, and I landed, but there was no support on my ankles, and there was other people in the ring, and it was just unstable, and literally just, I remember it felt like a match. It went in my knee, like I can't even explain that sensation. Like I literally heard it go pop. But I thought nothing of it because I wasn't injured prior, nothing happened, and I just carried on. I couldn't walk. I remember I was like, my knee. And I just had to tape it up, and I just continued through it. And man, I if it wasn't the adrenaline and the fact that it was such an important match, I don't think I would have got through it. And that's the honest truth.
God, that's rough.
Yeah.
Man. Torn ACL is no joke.
Oh my God. And an MCL. Oh my, the surgery is.
Oh, you tore both?
Huh? Sorry?
You tore both?
Yeah, MCL. The MCL you don't do surgery for, but the ACL had to. Man, I think that's like, that has been the toughest thing I've ever had to get through in my entire life. And but it's made me stronger. I can understand that. But I don't wish, that's why I get scared to go in the ring again or anything like that, because I'm like, man, I don't want to go through that. That the rehab afterwards, like the therapy you have to endure. It's not. I feel bad for anybody that I see with, like, I just feel terrible for them. You know?
So when you got hurt, did you tell anybody backstage, like, I think I'm hurt, or did you kind of keep it to yourself, like, I don't want to get in trouble or anything?
Oh, no. I didn't think I was hurt. I just couldn't walk, like I was hurting my knee. So I went to the doctor, and they taped it up for me. Because at that time, you couldn't tell what was wrong with me. It was, you know what I mean? Nobody could have told, you know? So, no, there was no way I was getting out of that match, and there was no way I was going to allow myself. I was going to go through that match whether I would have had one leg.
Oh no!
Oh, what happened?
She might have hit the button.
I blame Mo.
Yeah, that's the easiest answer. Just blame Mo.
Just blame Mo.
I blame Mo.
I'm literally like the punching bag of every group, man. Like,
I mean, you do it to yourself. Man. You do it to yourself.
I blame Mo.
You spend $20 on T-bone steak and eggs every day.
That's crazy.
Like that's.
I was expecting to at least go an hour without hearing this today.
Almost, bro.
42
Well,
minutes.
you kicked her out, bro.
I was about to say, if you didn't kick her out, this is what happened.
I hate you.
You see, even chat saying, "Damn it, Mo." You see, bro.
She's back.
My fault now.
We're gonna blame Mo.
We blamed Mo already.
Yeah, we're gonna blame our friend Mo.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
Just gonna blame him. It's fine.
You might have hit a button or something.
You see, she on your ass.
Welcome to the podcast, Phil.
It
I
was
stay as the punching bag, man.
I don't know if you're seeing the comments, but everybody's saying they got big respect for you for wrestling on the torn ACL.
MCL too.
Yeah.
MCL.
That's crazy.
So when you came backstage, you did that when you found out like you got to have surgery?
Nope. I actually drove. I think we had shows in Tampa that next, because it was a pay-per-view. We had Miami, and I didn't wrestle in Miami. I remember it was in my hometown. It was The Rock's birthday. They had the Miami Heat girls there. Yeah. So I was there and everything. And I would have asked to dance with them and everything, but because I was hurting. So I'm walking around with a swollen knee. Tuesday comes for SmackDown. It was in, I want to say Tampa. I'm not too sure. I actually wrestled, Elisa Fox. So if you watch it, the match was cut really short because I was like injured. And then the next day I went to, in Orlando, I think, or something. I went to Disneyland or something, and then I was like, I can't even go on the ride. So I went and got an MRI, and then Thursday they called me and they're like, yeah, you tore your ACL and MCL. And then I had to come to TV Monday, and then Tuesday, and then they filmed me out. It was when Karma took me out. I was already injured, like my knee was done, like I could barely. If you look, and I made I think I had a promo where I was like saying I was injured. And Michael Cole tripped me. That was God, I don't know if you remember that. Like, and he tripped me, and then Karma took me out, and that was like my out, and I was gone for like a year.
Seems like a Michael Cole thing to do.
Yeah. Yep.
So what I wanted to ask is, how did it feel? Because if I remember correctly, your first Divas Championship win was against Nikki Bella, if I'm not mistaken.
Divas or women's?
The Divas Championship, if I remember, right?
Yeah.
So how did it
Well,
feel? How did it feel becoming Divas Champion?
It felt great because I was I think I'm the first Diva Search winner to win both titles, because I won the women's championship and then I won the Divas championship. So it felt amazing. Like, and to be honored anyway to get that, like they wrote that in for me. So I was very, very privileged, very happy. Although looking back now, I feel like I should have thought and said, no, I don't want to. If I'm going to come back as a face, I don't want to win the title like that. I would rather have a story and chase it, because otherwise, who cares? And that's what I think was a mistake for my career. See, but I wasn't smart at the time. I think when I look back, like I should have never agreed to have done that. I should have fought for myself and said, no, I think if I'm going to be the baby face, I should chase it. I shouldn't win. I should let them, So, it was a great moment for me at the time. It was, but I don't think it was the best decision for my career at that time,
I feel it.
Well, we had kind of touched earlier on, the Divas era at the time, kind of how you guys were presented and booked, and kind of how you guys weren't really showcased as much. So I don't know if you had really paid attention much, but obviously WWE had their Evolution pay-per-view back in, I believe, 18 or 19, one of them years. We also have the Women of NXT. I mean, one of the more iconic matches we see, probably one of the best matches they ever had, was Bayley Sasha Banks at the time. So like, how did it feel like seeing like, all women pay-per-view, just kind of seeing how far the women had came kind of from like where your era to now, like being a little bit more showcased, more years too late. How does it just feel seeing, the woman being able to be showcased more to that level as opposed to before?
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I did not watch Evolution. I'm going to be really honest with you. At that time, I was really checked out. I think I was invited back, but I just didn't want anything to do with wrestling at that time. But I am going to watch it. And here's the thing. To see the women get their own pay-per-view is like, I still don't believe they actually did that. Like, is that the only one they've had? Is there another one? Or is this...
No, people want another one. People are clamoring for another one. Yeah.
Okay, so, but for them to have their own, like, was it great? Did you guys enjoy it? I'm so sorry. I didn't watch it.
That's fine. A lot of people, honestly, a lot of people checked out during that time. But yeah, I watched and it was really good.
It was great. It was a lot of good matches.
Now they have a more stacked roster, so a lot of people are really advocating for it to come back because there's just so much good talent right now.
Absolutely. For me, I feel like for them to even get that, I can't believe it. Like I don't think I even told you guys. We would seriously, we'd be in Gorilla waiting to go out, and we'd have like, okay, before the day starts, we'd have like 5 minutes. Okay, so 5 minutes without entrances. Then it would be okay, entrances in 4 minutes. Then it would be any superstar that came up and was like, hey, we need a minute here, we need a minute. It was always cut off the divas, you know what I mean? Things. So literally we would be going out door, go home. Like we're everybody gone out there, go home and get a minute. So for them to get that and be able to shine like that, good for them. Congratulations to the women, man. That's incredible. And I hope that they do bring another one, because the women have, I think, proven that they have the talent, they have everything to back it up. They can do what they're making. I mean, we're living we're in 2024, about 2025. Like, come on. It's like holding women back in a 9-to-5 kind of job or in a career, or it would be unheard of. So I hope that times are going to keep changing and evolving, and it's like 2025 that the women, will be able to compete with the men for the main event and stuff like that, and be able to show that they can do it.
And I mean, so in that time, we've had the women now have their own Royal Rumble now, which is great every year. They have their own Money in the Bank, which is great every year. They just introduced 2 mid-card titles for the women, which I personally thought was never going to happen. So, and then you have women like Rhea Ripley, who are just internationally global superstars now, where women didn't used to. So I guess, and I hate to put you on the spot like this, but I'm really interested to know if in any way you can verbalize your sense of, I guess, your pride in what you had to do with getting women's wrestling from the point of where it was when you were there to where it is now. Do you ever sit back and reflect on what your role was in getting it to that point?
I don't. Sorry, I don't. Maybe I should, but I will say that we did fight. No matter what we were given, no matter what we were told, we did fight. We fought every day, you know, for storylines to be used, besides to be bikini models, you know what I mean? To be able to put on a good match. We did fight. And I think that with us fighting too, and also showing them when they gave us little things that we could do it. And they keep trusting us like they did with Michelle and I, LayCool. They did. They really did they trusted us. They gave us opportunities after opportunities. And I felt like we hit those. We actually showed them we can do it. We can go out there. We can have good matches. We can entertain the crowd. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. So, but we can't. And then for the people who say, well, the Diva era was such crap. It was bullshit. Oh, these girls were lame. No. We did the best we could do with what we were given. If this was how much we were given, we went over it. So I can sit here calmly and say, no matter what anybody says about me, I didn't lack. We didn't sit there and go, okay, we did the best we could do what we were given. And now these women, the present women out there, are going beyond what they are given. And then eventually, let's see what's going to happen in 10 years. And I hope that the women that come in the next 10 years don't look back at this era and like Rhea Ripley and all these women and go, well, they were terrible. They were terrible. Just say, you know what? They broke barriers for us, so we can go to the next level. They broke barriers. That's how it is. Like, I will always respect the ladies that came before me, too. I will always respect them because without what they did, I couldn't do what I did. And that's what I think's forgotten about the Diva era. Like, it's not hurtful. It's just like, come on, guys. You guys would never understand what it's like to endure what we endured. And I'm happy that you guys didn't have to endure that. I'm really happy for them. I'm happy that the women are just skyrocketing. And Rhea is, I mean, she is a star. Like, literally, that is a superstar.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to see her move. Like, that's how far star she is.
Yeah.
You know, she kind of reminds me of like Arnold. Like, I could see her being in those kind of movies.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sorry. It's like first.
No.
You know?
No, Roman and Cody notwithstanding, Rhea's the biggest star in the company right now.
Wow.
Bar none. Bar none.
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure.
Rhea gets pretty crazy reactions when she comes out.
Seriously, that's amazing. Congratulations to her. Seriously, that is amazing.
Is there any kind of like regrets that you have from your career? Anything you didn't accomplish that you wanted to accomplish, or anything like that?
I think I've said it before. I did want to be on Total Divas. That's not even like wrestling related. Like, you know what I mean? I did want to be on that. That I'm sad I didn't accomplish, but it was the end of my career. You know, the end of my career. I regret, like I just said to you, taking the title when I came back from an injury. I shouldn't have done that, and I regret that I didn't change my character much. I feel like I should have came back with a better character. I should have
evolve.
Absolutely, I should have done something better. Like, I think I was just so happy that I was just over that injury. You know what I mean? So I didn't do the work, I think, to make myself a better character and a bigger superstar. So I do regret that, but at the same time, I don't, because I feel like I was there for 9 years. Like, I had a great career. Like, I was on every single show possible. You know, you have regrets, but not regrets that I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm so depressed. I'm so, oh God. Like, no. I feel like I did for how I got into the wrestling business and how people didn't expect me to do anything. I feel like I did, and I'm okay with that.
That is well. We got some time left. Malik, if you want to,
we should be able to get one more question per person.
Yeah, if you want to find something in the chat, I feel like chat had a couple questions. I want someone in chat to be able to ask Layla
you guys
questions.
have some questions in the chat for Layla. She can probably answer a few before she has to head off.
Yeah. Get her some.
And while we wait and while we look, Layla, do you care to? Because you mentioned, are you able to specifically plug like any channel names or anything like that they can go follow you on right now?
I'm on Twitter. Yeah, sorry, hon. Yeah, I'm on Twitter, which is it's Layla. No, it's MSLAYEL, Miss Layel. I'm also on Instagram, which is Layla LAYLAYEL. And I'm gonna get a TikTok, which I'm not too sure, so I will have a TikTok. I'm also on Cameo. I'm about to load up on Cameo just in about by tomorrow. I'll be up on Cameo if you guys want any cameos. And everything that will be coming out for me will be in January, like 1st. I'll my podcast and all the other stuff that I'll be doing. You guys will hear about. I'll post about it. So
awesome.
We kind of answered this one, so we can kind of this person might have missed this one, but will there be a Rumble return? So in the future, would you like to be a part of Women's Wear Rumble?
Yeah, I do. I will. I was asked to come back in 2021, but unfortunately at that time I just couldn't, so I didn't do it. But if there is an offer there, I will come back. I will do it. I've got to before I get too old, and then it's like, man, I don't want to.
For sure.
I might miss that opportunity. So it's like, I think I would like to relive, just have a little moment again of what my past life was.
Triple H, get on the phone, man.
Right. Yeah, man.
If you don't get on the phone, we got to blame Mo again.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. This is right here. What's the most powerful move to take in your opinion?
The most powerful?
Painful.
Probably, I guess the one
painful,
that
I think is what
the most painful.
Most painful.
Most painful. Jeez. You see, I'm going to say the calmers move, but that's because I was injured, so that would be fake because I took that with Michelle.
Right.
So I'm trying to think, what's a hard move to take? Oh my God. I don't even remember because I don't think they were that. Honestly, the girls that I worked with, it wasn't that. They weren't like stiff, and it was done right, so it really wasn't hurtful.
I always thought the glam slam was pretty brutal.
Which one, sorry?
The glam slam, that was a good move.
Actually, that was the easiest one. I love taking
Really?
Wow.
That was like the easiest one I've ever. It's so gentle. Like it looked like savaging, but it was actually. No, I'm being really honest.
No, but it looked devastating. That's why.
Yeah, because like Beth Phoenix, Phoenix, and she
Phoenix
slammed
slammed
you. That one. Ask any other girls. You guys can ask. It was easy. Like it not. I never felt a thing. How about that? I never felt a thing.
Does she take is it because she's taking the impact when she sits down? Is that why?
I think so. She gets you really high up.
Yeah.
And she always would for me. Like I felt like if my knees were above like her boobs. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. They were like, you know what I mean? It was so much easier. Like if you look, she really gets me up high. So I never felt that. That was never painful for me. Oh, the sharpshooter. Bloody hell, that was it. The sharpshooter.
Okay. You got it from Natalia too.
Like,
and she knew how to put that in.
I'm right away, Natty. Like that one.
She knew how to put that in. Yeah.
Sharpshooter was pretty brutal. My uncle used to put me in that when I used to wrestle him.
You got abused as a kid, bro. It's not the same.
Wow. Oh my God.
You know though, at that age though, like, yeah, this is no joke, man. And he's not even a wrestler, so if this hurts, I can only imagine what it's like taking it in.
Right.
The glam slam, though, that's interesting. You said that had the least impact because that always looked like the most. Like when you just watch it on TV, you're like, that's like, oh my gosh, that looks like so.
Just a regular face bump when you push.
She did one to Eve Torres from the top rope one time, and that was like, she was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Did Eve say that hurt?
I don't know if she ever said it hurt, but like when you watch it on TV, like just from a fan perspective, like when you see it, it just looks so devastating. Like
she's not alive anymore. Yeah.
It's the way Beth used to like hold you guys up to install and walk around.
Yeah.
No,
let you scream and stuff. Yeah.
No, not a thing. I didn't feel a thing.
Dom screaming, "Mommy!"
This is a question right here from. He wants to know what's the nicest thing you've seen John Cena do.
Oh, nicest thing? Oh, he was always nice. I can't even. He was always nice. I'm trying to think the nicest thing.
Unless he was on
to the fans, or do you mean to the?
I guess in fans general. I mean, Cena has the he does the Make-A-Wish stuff and all types of
he does the Make-A-Wish stuff like that. He's always nice. He's always like, I can't even think because I can't pinpoint one thing. He's just a really great guy. He really is. He loves the kids. He's always nice to the children. I always thought that. Always give in to the children, stuff like that. He's a very nice. He's a great guy. He's a really nice guy. Great guy.
Minnie wants to know what's Layla's favorite book.
Oh, my favorite book. Oh my God, I haven't read a book in forever. I'm trying to think. I haven't read a book in so long. I sound so like.
No, trust me, I haven't picked up a book in years, so
it's been so long.
Like that.
It's been high school for me.
Yeah.
Probably the 4 Agreements.
There you go, Minnie.
Hit me like what?
I don't know if I've heard of that one.
I've never heard of that one.
I don't know if I've heard
Maybe
of that
she
one.
knows.
I don't know if I've heard of that one. That one doesn't sound too familiar. I'm like you. I haven't picked up a book in. I can't even tell you. That's probably bad to say, but I haven't picked up a book in.
No.
It's probably
We're smart guys. We promise.
It's probably some
we're in the like digital era, so it's just kind of just
exactly.
like, you know what I mean? Like, no, not at all.
Exactly. Well, that is an hour.
One last question right here. What was it like working with Snooki at WrestleMania?
Say it again, hun?
This person wants to know what was it like working with Snooki at WrestleMania.
It was actually hilarious. Snooki was actually very, very funny. She was very, very sweet. Smaller than me. Oh my God! Like I'm short. I'm really, really short.
Yeah.
She was like shorter than me. And when we actually our match got cut at WrestleMania. I'm sure people know that. Like our time got cut. We actually had some really funny like moments with her, like her and I. Like I'm sad we didn't get to do that. I know she was very sad, disappointed too, you know. But she got a great payday, so I'm sure it's okay, right?
Right.
But we had some funny. I wish we could have actually performed that, and because you would have seen, she actually did really well. She was actually doing really well in the ring, and I think they would have been very funny moments.
Yeah.
But she was actually very nice. Very professional, funny. She was a little bit nervous at first, but after a while, once she had Trish helping her out, and she had Michelle and I, it was just fun, and you know, I just wish we would have had that match. I wish that you guys would have seen that match because it was a really good match.
Because I remember she pulled out the double handstand or double handspring elbow.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's not like she was terrible out there.
No, she wasn't, and that's why I regret. Like, I really feel bad because I think you guys would have been surprised by what she was actually capable to do, and it got cut, so we couldn't do it. So, but she got paid. Like I said, we all got paid. It was a payday. You just gotta look at it that way. At the end of the day,
Yeah, it's WrestleMania.
The Diva era. Oh.
WrestleMania.
I mean, it's still one of the most memorable things at that Mania. So,
you know, let's not get started on that Mania.
Let's not even.
Don't get us started.
Yeah, WrestleMania was yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Layla. We really, really appreciate it. Can you lift your camera up so the people can see your face and then also plug everything, what you're doing, your socials, what you got planned. Plug it all in.
Okay, all right. So by January 1st, I will have out my podcast, which is called Lay Talk, which is going to be about the Diva era and other stuff related to wrestling. So just keep an eye on that. My Twitter is my X. I'm sorry, X is.
We all call it Twitter. It's fine.
Right? SL.
Musk.
That's Miss Layla, and my Instagram is Layla. No, it's not. It's Layla. LAYLAYEL, and just watch out because I'll be doing some appearances coming up in 2025. I'll have a subscription. I'll have a YouTube channel up, and it's great to connect with everybody again. And if I ever connected with you in the past, it'd be great to connect with you, get to know me, and thank you very much, guys. I've had a blast with you guys. It was so much fun. The hour just flew by. And you guys, please follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you guys on X. I'll follow you guys back. And good luck to your careers. Good luck, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the advice.
Me when you become a big star now, okay?
I will. Hey, I will. We definitely gonna have some stories, but thank you for the advice. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot.
I sound like an old lady. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you so much, guys. It was so much fun being on here with you guys. You take care.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you. Bye.
Oh, she said bye.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Mr.
So
How, how cool was she?
Can I just say, big fucking? Can we?
I knew
Chad,
Malik was waiting on that.
Chad,
I
can
knew
we
Malik was
say?
waiting.
I had to.
Chad, can we say big fucking W to Nate? Nate was the one that
Absolutely.
got
Yeah, shout out Big W.
Man.
W to
Hey,
Nate,
man.
boy.
Hey man.
Jeez.
Can we get W please?
Hey, we earned it.
WALMO. Yeah, put that in the chat.
Chill. No, real talk, bro.
What is this?
Stick around.
Real talk. We all did that, bro. I'm proud of us, bro.
Guys, that
That this whole thing that's
dope.
us.
That
That's
was
us. Don't put
Bro,
that. That's
was,
us, bro.
That was Layla. That was fucking Layla, bro.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, man.
That was awesome.
Fuck.
Yeah, she said
Yeah,
bye to
man.
you, Winnie.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we're gonna get some more. We're gonna get some more interviews for the future.
And I'm not.
Oh,
I wasn't sucking up either. That podcast sounds sick. Like,
No,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
as
Oh
hell.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
I like how she said ass and said, "Can I say that?"
If- Honestly,
The things we said on this show.
honestly, if her podcast,
Yeah, word.
if her
Right?
podcast, if
I
her
say bring
podcast
back
is set
bullying
up
every
like,
week.
dude, if that podcast is set up anything like Undertaker's podcast is set up, so much good shit's gonna come out from it, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
There's a
much,
lot of
yeah.
stories you hear, especially from the Divas era. You know, this is a different time, so a lot of
Yo,
different things
Yo,
you
put
hear.
up that comment by Alex, bro. Put up that comment right there.
No, I think it was a typo. Don't worry about it.
Dubmo.
I'm going to the bathroom. I'm tired of
Yeah,
you.
no,
This
don't
one
put
right
that
here?
up. Don't put that up.
This one here.
Nah.
Elmo.
Yeah, there you go.
All
There
right,
you go.
let's pivot now because I know everybody wants to talk about war games. So you know,
Ah,
that was wild.
we'll pivot to Survivor Series now for the second hour of the show, guys. Thank you to Layla for coming on and being a part of it. We will have some more interviews set up for you guys in the future as well, for you guys to engage and be a part of for the people in the chat. So be on the lookout for that. But overall, Survivor Series, war games. We talked a little bit about off the air. How did everybody feel about the show in general, man? I mean, I think it was a good show.
B minus. It was probably
That's a
the
good
worst
rating.
of the big four so far. Of the big four shows since January, I would rank that number 4.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I give it a B.
if
I give it B plus. B
If we
plus.
start from January, I give it to you. But
Yeah,
you know, WrestleMania
This
starts a new
year's
season.
This
in my
year's
opinion.
Rumble, this year's Mania.
Wait, I think he's talking about Rumble.
Yeah, I know,
Big Four,
I know,
Big Four.
I know what he's talking about. That's why I said yeah.
It was definitely number 4 behind that.
That's what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
you start
for
from
sure.
January, absolutely. But like me, it's always hard because once WrestleMania ends, I look at it like a new season.
It's like a new year.
You know,
Yeah,
it's hard,
Wrestling
but
New
I
Year.
get what you mean. Yeah, wrestling
Yeah,
new
for sure.
year, absolutely.
I
So,
think
I'll tell you what,
overall, it was
I'll take it over
pretty-
the Rumble personally, but
Really?
yeah, I
Really?
didn't really like it this year.
I'll take the men's war games match. I'll take the men's war games match over the Royal Rumble for sure.
Oh,
Do
for
y'all
sure,
think-
for sure.
okay, so
I'll say the men's war games and that triple threat was really
I don't know.
stood out for me.
The storytelling.
Oh, yeah.
That
last-
triple story was fantastic.
Triple Threat was match of the night.
The
That
middle
was-
of the show was fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bro, I was
Yeah.
not expecting
I was
all
having a
those
good
matches
I
to
was
get
having a good
time.
time.
I didn't
You had
think
a
all
great
three
time.
matches would
well,
get time.
it
I didn't
was
think.
five. It was 5 matches. So I kind of was.
Yeah,
prepared.
but war games last year, if you look at the card, like the middle matches weren't that
The
long.
middle
Like,
matches
Rhea
were
Ripley
really
and
good,
Zoe
yeah.
Stark did not hit
Yeah.
at all, gang.
yeah, that was just to give. Honestly,
Yeah,
we talk about.
I will say, though,
that's
like-
exactly what that was for Zoe Stark.
The triple threat, I did like the triple threat a
When you
lot.
said it's
but
a here nigga damn championship.
Yeah.
the triple threat I did like a lot, but my favorite match definitely I think was the men's war game. That had so many good stuff. The storytelling was
No, the storytelling was elite, bro.
By the
That's
way,
what-
the crowd did, and this is sad to say because international crowds usually rock. That crowd did not deserve that War Games match.
Canada
That crowd,
was terrible.
I thought in the first match, it was we discussed pre-show. The women's match got off to a very sluggish, slow start for like the first 25 minutes, and I thought they sucked the air out of the crowd. But then we got to the main event, and there's like no reaction. I don't understand it. It was great. The War
Maybe they're
Games, by
spoiled,
the way,
man.
I will say this: War Games as a concept, in my opinion, is sort of running thin a little bit. I think I'm getting a little bit sick of War Games, especially when, like the women's match, in my opinion, there was no story there. It was just 5 women versus 5 women. I didn't really,
And you know why?
aside from Rhea and
Man, we
Liv.
know why they
like-
put it together.
I mean, I think.
We-
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Nate.
Look,
Go ahead.
I would say, like, we know that was the Pure Fusion Collective's story, but unfortunately, that didn't go over at all. How they
Right.
landed, because you could tell by the moment they attacked Damage Control. I was with Minnie watching Raw. He was like, "Oh, that's the War Games match right there," and we were excited, but obviously that didn't.
We talked about it before. Like if they're gonna do, it doesn't look this. I'm talking about just for WWE's perspective. If they do a
Yeah.
men's war games match, they have to do it women's because they don't.
No,
guys,
for real.
they
No,
don't
for
do women.
sure.
Oh my gosh!
That's-
Like,
I mean, if you
crazy.
ask me, the other War Games match should have been. It sucks, but the story was way better, and it was fucking Final Testament versus Wyatt.
Yeah, to
Right,
be honest,
and-
that would have been
and-
great. That would
Yeah,
have
when
been
you
great.
think
where
about
I
it,
feel, and that's where I feel, and I've said it before. That's where I feel like, yes, I think it's always great. Hey, you want to add a first time women's this. Women should be viewed equal. But then sometimes, bluntly stated, you get into a situation where now it feels like you're kind of doing women's matches just for the sake of doing it. Because bluntly stated, right? Because we were already tired with Survivor Series as a whole because it was basically bragging rights. But especially as a more recent time, they never respected the brand split.
Yeah.
Right? So because they don't respect it like hardcore, like if they really were strict about it, we could make more stars if you just respected the brand split and stopped having to, oh well, we don't have enough stars to go on Raw. We can't put the Pure Fusion Collective out there. So let's bring Nia and Liv over to make this War Games match, right?
Right.
So because you get into that situation, I agree with you. War Games easily could have been Final Testament versus the Wyatts. And then you still have the main event. I think every men's War Game match so far has made sense, right?
Yeah.
Every Bloodline one, and then even the Judgment Day one. We knew what that was for, Randy Orton's return, and we got CM Punk. So that's fine, right? But all of them have made sense. The women's ones, it's kind of hit or miss.
Okay.
This year was like,
I agree with him.
you know what I mean? But
I think too. Also,
Yeah.
like, I think what honestly hurts the War Games matches always seems like they don't invest into the women's storylines as much as the men's when you lead into these matches. You know what I mean? That just shows like year by year, especially on the main roster. Like, they if they put the time to invest into the stories, then it'd be different because they can make it good. Like Rhea and Liv before it kind of got dragged a little bit, but that was like the best thing on Raw to me for a minute. Like they were doing for a while, and then it got dragged out, and then they maybe did some things that people don't agree about, but they don't fully like invest leading into these War Games matches, which is why they got to put things together. Like, all right, we got to put this person in there, and then we'll just put it together, and then hope it just kind of works out. It's kind of, I mean, this is kind of how it seems from the fans' perspective. But one thing I want to ask everybody though, because honestly, I don't know, man. I think Shinsuke he might not be fully cooked, bro. I don't know. There might be
Oh no, he's
Fully.
he's
no.
he's not fully.
No,
cooked. I mean, I think.
before he
So
won the
can I-
US
Can we
title-
hold on? Can we kick G out because I can already see it coming?
Yeah.
Can I-
Cut
Cut
his mic. Cut his mic. Cut his
Before
mic.
G says anything,
I'm not saying the word. I'm not saying the word.
So they're not
He's cooked, bro.
Here's what I'll say about Nakamura's position. I said this on Mo and I's live reactions yesterday on Rated M Pod. I feel like Shinsuke, and chat's gonna go crazy because they're dumb. They don't listen. I feel like Shinsuke is kind of in a Miz role where when things get stale in a certain part of a show, they're gonna throw Shinsuke in there to give it life a little bit, and then when it runs dry, that's when they'll throw the title back on LA Knight. Like with Shinsuke, the world title scene with Seth Rollins, he done ran through everybody, and they threw Seth Rollins Shinsuke just to get, you know what I'm saying, just to get by. That's where I feel like the SmackDown mid-card division is at right now, because LA Knight done ran through everybody already this fast, cleared out most of the top contenders, so they threw Shinsuke in there to give it life a little bit, something new, you know, get some motion going to get us to point A to point B. So that's what I say about Shinsuke. So I wouldn't necessarily say he's back, but he's also not cooked either. He'll never be cooked.
Do you
He'll
think?
always have an opportunity.
Do you think this is for LA Knight to get it back, or do you think
Yes.
they're going to build someone else up?
No, I think it's for LA Knight to get it back.
But realistically though, they could go either direction if they wanted to.
Yeah.
If they
I would
really-
love Andrade
The
to
only
take
other
it from him.
direction you could legitimately go is it's a big if you want to turn Carmelo Hayes face and build him up like that, then go
No,
ahead.
please, no.
not doing that again.
we
Let's
saw
not
it
do that.
already.
I would love Andrade.
There's nobody.
I would love
My thing is, there's nobody else.
Andrade would be great.
There's
I would
nobody
love
else.
Andrade.
Mhm.
He
I think
just
Andrade
lost
is a
him.
great.
He just
And
lost.
he can
him.
get. He can build. I think they can tell the story of him.
I mean, hey,
building
listen,
himself
if
back to be
they ever
Shinsuke
wanted to,
again.
bro. I mean,
I'm cool. I'm cool with it if they build him back up, but I think it's going back to LA.
If they ever wanted
That's
to,
fine.
I'm just saying, Montez
That's
Ford,
fine by
bro.
me.
And I'm not.
And Montez
I'm
Ford.
not
Montez Ford is
I'm not an
perfect.
opponent of that
WrestleMania and
because-
Montez Ford, that'd be perfect.
LA Knight is ultimately more interesting chasing a title than he is having one, at least as a good guy. Let me jump back because the subject was changed very quickly. I wanted to say this. I want to get back to the women's match for 1 second because once we had the match that we had, by the way, it was like, okay, this is the match that we have. As long as it's produced well, it's going to be fine. Everyone in chat freaking out like, oh, they shouldn't have had the match. I don't care about that. My point is, you didn't utilize Tiffany Stratton correctly. You didn't utilize Candice LeRae at all, except for doing tag team matches. She didn't do shit, and she's got more experience in War Games matches than anybody else in that match. Io took one big spot, and you started the match. Listen, I came back around on Nia Jax, all right? She's been great since she came back. But you can't start that match with Nia Jax. She is slow. She's sluggish. Every match that she has a slow start. War Games cannot have a slow start. And it did, and it sucked the energy out of the crowd. That's number one.
I
had to say
Candice and Io was right there.
Candice Io was
that would have been perfect.
right there. That match could have been great. It wasn't produced right. Now, Shinsuke, the only thing I would say to you, Lewis, about Shinsuke's role, I don't 100% disagree with you, but I will say it's very rare when Shinsuke is brought back into these situations that he actually wins the title, much less clean. Yeah. You could say that he didn't win it clean because of the DDT on the metal, but the ref saw it. He didn't call it. So as far as I'm concerned, that's clean. And he beat LA Knight clean. So I am, of everything that happened last night, shocked, absolutely dumbstruck that Shinsuke Nakamura was given the U.S. title at this point. 2 weeks after he came back. As cool as his new presentation is, and it's really cool, but he came back with a cool presentation against Rollins and still got his ass kicked 3 times. So, I mean,
that's why
I was
feeling
shocked.
like
that's wild.
Because he was cooked. He was cooked to me after the round. So like, it's done. It's over.
Oh yeah,
like,
he got cooked by Cody too.
Yeah. As far as him being up, the Cody stuff too. Yeah. So as far as him being like, I was looking at him and I said in my predictions, like Shinsuke is the guy that they're putting with somebody that they want to help build up further. That's like his role right now. But I mean, if they really kind of wanted to capitalize on something to do something for him, this could be the time, because just based off like what I saw at Survivor Series, just the entrance alone, when he came out with the samurai stuff and the entrance, I said, okay, no, they got something, because this is pretty dope. And the new theme that they have at Survivor Series with the little slow, methodical, like samurai theme and everything, I'm like, if they kind of want to, I don't know if he'll get to that main event level like he was supposed to be at 6 years ago, but if they really kind of wanted to establish him as an important asset to the roster, they could really capitalize, because like Lewis said, this could be the opportunity for LA Knight to get it back, which I think they will do. But if they really wanted to move him to the main event scene, like, because the brand is going to change after WrestleMania, you know what I mean? So if they kind of wanted to help move him up, I mean, they really could, honestly, because... And
the thing that Shinsuke has been missing this entire 6-year run since he turned heel at WrestleMania is his aura. What got him to the point that where he was in WrestleMania winning the Royal Rumble was 100% aura. And then he was a great wrestler on top of it. And then after he turned heel, he lost his aura. He started doing goofy shit with Sami Zayn or whatever. And then now he's got his aura back and he's got a big win under his belt. So if there is ever a time that you are going to refurbish Shinsuke Nakamura, this is it.
I don't know if you guys also seen, but it was just announced immediately as soon as he won the U.S. title that he is going to be wrestling a match in Pro Wrestling Noah. And he's taking the U.S. title over there, so it's a huge marketing. It's huge marketing over there.
Okay. I'm good with that though, because it's still the story that they ran with the Mist and getting in LA Knight's head and throwing him off his game. It worked. So I'm down with
get that WWE New Japan collab going.
It worked so much he dropped the title in his entrance, bro. That's how much it worked.
Oh, brother.
I think this could be something good for Shinsuke, man. I mean, LA Knight, I think will be in a good position.
Stop licking your lips like that, bro. Stop thinking.
Hey, yo,
he's fighting,
bro. Hey, you say something about Finn, I'm gonna get nasty. I'm about to get nasty.
I'm just waiting for everybody to go.
No, because
you're gross. You're gross.
I'm waiting for everybody.
I know you're gonna say something about Finn Balor.
Because what I was going to say was right.
I'm already
this
mad.
Is the credit. You're already mad. You ain't even let me say it. So look, again, I think it's a testament to these crowds and kind of Triple H. Triple H kind of has, I feel like, has conditioned his crowd. I feel like Triple H has conditioned his crowd better now to be more accepting. Like they don't give up on people as quick. Shinsuke, when he first got back, I think most of us were kind of like, oh, we've seen this story already. But it's amazing what a slight change of presentation, and one big win can do for who we're talking about. So now we're looking at Shinsuke, where universally early 2025, late 2020, or early 2024, late 2023, we was like, this brother is cooked. You might as well go back to New Japan because ain't no sense of you being there, right? We was putting him in the same tier as Ricochet, if not worse, right? And now, one win after bluntly stated, not winning a match in who knows how long, not winning a feud in who knows how long. One presentation with a slight difference one win with a slight difference in presentation. Now we say, hey, we might look a little better, right? Now I tried to tell y'all that's all it takes under this new regime. So absolutely, if Finn Balor wins this feud,
You ain't winning shit.
he's saved.
He not winning shit. You know he's not
Unfortunately,
winning
he's not
shit.
winning.
You know it's bad. You know it's bad when he shows up, helps somebody win. They big boot his ass.
Bro, you know Damian.
Hey, that's fine.
Because he don't want his loser aura to rub off on him.
He got the job done, though. He got the job done, though.
Man.
Gunther did not need Finn, bro. He did not
He's
need
right.
that
At all.
loser to help him.
What job did he get done? All he did was just get himself another L.
Hold on, wait. Didn't
No,
Gunther kick this motherfucker in his face
He
right
kicked
after?
his head off.
Yes.
Get out of here. I don't want
Get out of
you.
here. Like, I don't
Hey,
need
bro.
your help, bitch.
He said, go get pinned by somebody. I don't care. Go take a pin.
Hashtag
Get out of
Didn't
here.
ask for you, naysayer.
Unusing the
Hey,
brand.
Nate, you found your next skit, buddy.
Hold
You
up.
found your
Two
next skit.
Two things.
Ah,
No. Two
Nate, you
things.
found
One,
your skit, buddy.
Loser.
y'all said,
Go-
hey,
go ahead,
y'all
G.
say-
Go ahead.
y'all say Gunther didn't need Finn's help, but yet both matches against him, he wasn't beating Damian Priest without that help. If Finn Balor don't put that,
Bro, did
No, hold
Damian
up,
not
hold up.
fall
Let me
to the
finish.
outside and
Wait, hold
Gunther
up.
was on his feet?
wait, hey, hold up. That was the second match. The first one, if Finn Balor don't put that leg up there, it's cooked for old Gunther. So let's stop.
You
with
don't know that.
Second,
You don't know that.
second,
You don't know that. Gunther was about to cook out, but he felt his foot on the ropes.
Second, we talk about what job did he get done? He cost Damian Priest the world title twice. They are now, because Priest was costing Finn the world title in back-to-back matches. They are now 2 for 2. I imagine this match will be Saturday night's main event. Probably open the show. Finn will get his win there.
Obviously, he'll get a win.
More like
Finn will get his
Saturday
win
night's
there.
cool down match. I don't
Saturday
understand.
night's cool down.
he's making-
That sounds about right. They'll
He's
probably
making-
open with like a women's match. or
He's
something.
making my narcolepsy kick in with these statements.
I mean, I don't know. Ring check.
But
Listen,
Right.
Yes, sir.
One more thing.
Finn will get the win. Finn will get one win. He's not gonna.
Yeah, he'll get a
He's
win.
getting this next one. He's
But
getting.
Yeah, and the reason and it's funny because it's not a pay-per-view. It's on
this
free
feud's
TV.
gonna stretch out until
it's on
WrestleMania,
Peacock.
and that's when
It's on
Finn Balor.
NBC.
It's on NBC.
Oh, I thought it was on Peacock. Okay.
It's on both. It's on both. It's on
But
both.
it's
So
an
you can watch
NBC
for
show.
free.
It's being
Oh, it's an
advertised
NBC.
on
Oh,
NBC.
okay. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But this is all I'm gonna say, right? And this is what, and I get it. I get we all like, fun and games. I can drag this up, but like if we're speaking all objectively, we taking the trolling out, we taking all this out. What agitates my soul, and because I knew y'all was gonna come in here and do this. Listen. I knew y'all was gonna come in here and do this. Because, again, we was all in the same boat about Shinsuke. One match changed everything, and a slight difference in his presentation.
Well, it's because they actually did it. What the hell?
Right? No.
Hold on, but hold on.
They actually did it.
But my thing has always been, again, because I agree with y'all. If
guy stinks.
If Finn loses again, all right, cool. But I've always spoke in the mindset of if he wins this feud. And y'all think even if he wins the feud, he's still cooked. That's what I've been.
It's
That's what we've been
uncheesing the
arguing.
conies. Bro, you're uncheesing the conies.
This is the thing that separates Finn Balor from Shinsuke though. They haven't shown any different presentation. No nothing from Finn Balor. He's the same dude. So until they show me something different, he not changing at all.
Nakamura came back with 4 different gimmicks, and up until today, ain't mattered. So,
But here's the difference. Who's
But
had
he's
a singles
character
title
changes,
most
but
recently?
Finn Balor hasn't had any changes. He's
that
been the
is
same.
so disrespectful, Mo, because he just won it less than
How is it?
24
It's the truth. It's the truth.
That's
It's the truth.
context, man. You talk about who
It
had
is not.
He just won it 24 hours ago, bro.
When was the last time Finn Balor had one, bro?
Before Shinsuke?
Finn against his main event scene. I don't know. He can't
Nigga's stuck in
even
the
be our world
past.
champion, so I don't know.
I mean, Finn got the tag titles unlocked. You know what I'm saying? He got the
Finn,
tag
I love
titles.
Finn, but he's done, though.
if I'm
I
not
love Finn,
mistaken,
but he's
his
done.
last it was the U.S. title. I forgot about that, bro.
Yeah,
he
he lost to
Oh,
Austin
shit.
Theory.
He lost to Austin Theory, baby.
You're cooked.
Hey, man.
You're cooked.
That was 2 years. That was 2 years ago.
Shit, who was
Unfruiting
Shinsuke?
the punch.
2022 Austin
Who-
Theory.
who
That's
was-
crazy.
Hold
Who
on.
was Shinsuke losing to?
Did Finn?
G is
Did,
Unfruiting the punch. Oh my god.
wait,
Unfruiting
Shinsuke's
the
last
punch.
IC title? You talking about Shinsuke's last IC title run?
Yeah,
Because
who
that was
did
the
he
last
lose?
title he had.
Apollo
Yeah, who did
Crews.
he lose to? He lost
He
to
beat
Apollo
Sami
Crews?
Zayn.
No,
No, he
he
beat
beat
Apollo
Apollo
Crews.
Crews.
Oh,
He
I
lost
think
to
it was Sami
Ricochet.
Zayn. Was it
Lost to
Sami Zayn?
Ricochet.
It was Sami Zayn?
No, he lost.
I think
Oh
Sami
yeah. Wait,
Is
During
he
what?
talking
pandemic. I think it was pandemic.
His
When,
IC
they-
I
title?
think
No, he had it when the crowd came back too.
was it Ricochet?
No, it was Ricochet.
Finn
Yeah,
Balor
it was
had the
Ricochet.
IC title.
It was
I
Ricochet.
think it was
Talk about
Ricochet.
Shinsuke.
And then Ricochet dropped it to Gunther like 2 months
Yeah,
later.
yeah. Okay.
Was it that one?
So he lost to
I
a
thought
credible
Ricochet beat-
opponent. You lost to Austin fucking Theory.
Ricochet, a credible opponent in 2021.
22.
That was when Triple H
22.
immediately came back. Yeah,
22,
he
yeah.
did
This was before Triple H came back. Before
But
Triple H
you
came back.
pushed for Finn Balor.
But
Like,
Austin Theory at the time was credible at that
Even
time.
then, so
Thank you.
Even then, so
Like,
They obviously were Vince was gonna have. He was telling us that
under Triple H,
Austin Theory was-
Ricochet won the
had a vision.
SmackDown World Cup though. He won the World Cup to face Gunther.
This must be living under a rock or something,
Until they show me something different with Finn Balor, he need a character change.
Gee, what gives you faith?
He need to
Besides
separate
you?
himself from.
but okay, so genuinely, and I'm gonna
You
ask
had
you
faith
this one
before
time.
Nakamura.
If he don't win this feud, like I'm sorry, if he does win the feud, y'all don't see. Honestly, I keep talking about main event. Yes, I keep talking about world title, but he can't win that IC title if he beat Damian Priest. He can't revive. He can't get revived at all.
He not beating
Braun
Braun Breaker.
Breaker?
He not bringing Braun Breaker. He not gonna bring Braun
Obviously,
Breaker.
I'm not
He
saying
can be
he
Sheamus.
gotta-
There you go.
I'm not saying
Yeah,
he
Sheamus.
gotta
I don't
beat
even know if he
Braun
beat
Breaker.
James. Yeah.
I'm not
Bro,
saying
all right, bro. That's nasty.
Yeah.
That's so nasty, bro.
Tell
Why did
niggas
you-
to get
Finn
better.
Balor,
Yep.
Finn Balor to
Bro.
me, Finn Balor to me, for him to have some resurgence where there's potential again, he would have to have a character change, like something that has a different presentation, or he has to separate himself from the Judgment Day and do something different. Babyface run again, or
Okay.
something different.
So,
Until
I'm
then,
gonna ask you-
You don't have to
until they
bring
show
back
me
Bullet Club,
differently.
bro.
He's
You need to bring back Bullet
Oh,
Club.
so Malik, I'm gonna, and then we can move on. I'm gonna ask you specifically, Malik. If he wins this feud, you think it doesn't matter? You think
If he wins the feud, it's a good start for him. I'm not gonna say it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's
It's
a good
a good start for him
But
to
he's not gonna.
have to do something. Now I don't know what that could mean. You know, it depends. I guess it would depend on how far, number one, they stretch out the feud, and number two, who are the champions at that particular time frame. You know, but maybe that could be a good sign for a Money in the Bank or something like that. I don't know. It could be a good start. Will they pull the trigger on it? I still don't think we.
If they're going to get Finn Balor Money in the Bank at 40-something years old.
I think we need to look at the basics.
They gave it to Damian Priest at 40-something
They gave it to Priest, to be fair.
Yeah,
Damian Priest was fresh when it happened. Finn Balor's been doing the same shit at WWE for 8 years.
Is Damian Priest not 40 years old? Is he not a 40-year-old
No,
man?
he is.
He just
He
ignore
is.
everything I said.
He is, but he's a newer talent. He's a newer talent, bro. To
I know we're
WWE,
talking-
to WWE, he's a newer talent.
For WWE, there's still more to build with him. With Finn, he's done, bro.
He's
Like,
done,
He is
bro.
what he is.
He's
he
been
wins this
embarrassed
feud,
time
I
after
think
time. after time.
G baby. This is what you need to tell Finn to do. Tell Finn to call Carl Anderson. Tell him to call Luke Gallows. Tell him to call AJ Styles. Tell him to get Tama and Tanga out the fucking bloodline. Tell him to call Hikuleo. Because that nigga gonna need Bullet Club to be credible again, bro. And even then, I feel like they push AJ over him. They probably push Tango over him. They might even push Tango over him and
Okay,
Tom
all right, relax.
over him. And
All right,
Hikuleo.
relax.
We can move on. Because y'all saying
Tell that nigga to call Bad Luck Fale.
Y'all
Yeah,
saying,
call Bad
the
Luck
ice cream.
Fale.
y'all telling me Mr. Botch King Tongaloa got a better.
He's go, bro. Chill.
Okay.
I ain't gonna go that far.
I mean, that's
Chill,
that's
chill.
Nate.
Nate lost me
That's
on
not
that
Nate.
one.
I ain't gonna go
Chill.
that far. I ain't gonna go that far.
Chill to go, bro. Chill.
I mean, he had a better tag title run.
Let's
than
go.
fucking
Omos?
Finn had.
The ice cream.
We're not talking about Omos, Nate.
Two goats. They act like two legends can't coexist. Chill.
Tonga Loa, a legend.
Look.
We might as
Can
well
I
call
just say,
Carl
by
Nate
the
Brown a
way,
legend.
hey,
Let's
can
do
I
it.
just
Why
say,
not?
by the way,
Hey, he's gonna
I
be
was
great
waiting.
comment.
I was waiting for
don't
one
say
of you
that.
fuckers in our interview with Layla to bring up Omos. I was waiting on it.
Oh yeah, I'm shocked.
Didn't
he was
happen.
on
No, we
it.
not. We
I
not
bet
that.
you-
She's still getting into the product, so I mean, she probably doesn't even know half.
I almost asked that.
She never even watched
I honestly
Evolution.
forgot about
If
that.
she ain't
I was
watched
on that.
Evolution, then she probably doesn't.
Oh,
know.
she brings one of us up on her podcast. We definitely gonna bring up.
Oh,
one.
I'm
Yeah,
glad.
you were almost sapient.
So then this will be the last thing I say.
They said Finn for the speed
This
title.
is
You
my-
already said
There
that.
we
G.
go.
Okay.
I know
He
but
can't
then
even
we
get
can
that.
roll it. So my final statement will be: y'all did the same thing to me with Samoa Joe before he won that title.
I wouldn't hear.
Hey, before he won that title, y'all said there was no chance of hell. Y'all said he's cooked. Y'all said, especially when MJF won with that little chokehold.
Logistics.
Y'all said he was cooked. Y'all
Who's
said it
booking?
ain't
A lot of
bad.
logistics.
No. There's a lot of
Who's booking?
logistics. MJF
Who's booking?
got hurt, and they had to call an audible.
And who's booking? Also, who's
So
booking that
Samoa
show?
Joe was the clear audible. But MJF
I'm
was
not gonna lie.
hurt.
I'm not gonna lie.
MJF was hurt.
I'm not gonna hold you. If you want to blame anything, you can blame Adam Cole because he got hurt before.
No,
MJF.
I blame no.
Hey,
I'm saying the way how
G.
Samoa Joe won, there's a lot of logistics because it wasn't going to be Samoa Joe beating MJF, but the fact that MJF was hurt, they had to do that.
And let's be real, G. Let's be real. If
So
Triple H
there's
had the pin,
logistics on why he won.
if Triple H had the
Killing
pin,
me.
and Samoa Joe was in WWE, even if Cody was hurt, you really think this nigga would be like, hey, yeah, Joe, go out and win the title? You really think that nigga would win a fucking title in WWE?
Okay. That's logistics.
Even if
we talk about
Yeah,
Roman
that is
Reigns.
kind of
I don't
logistics
think-
too.
Gunther was
I was
hurt.
like, we talk about Roman Reigns. I don't think Samoa Joe would be the
I'm
one.
talking
to
about
beat
now.
Roman.
Fucking
Oh my
now.
God,
If Seth
dude.
Rollins was hurt, if Gunther was hurt, if Cody was hurt, if fucking
Oh,
Braun
you
Breaker
talking about-
was
you
hurt.
talking about
Come
right
on
now. So
Talk
if
about
you-
right now. Any current world champion.
So if Samoa Joe, let's just say,
No
came to
burnout. Joe wasn't
WWE
getting that title. It
tomorrow.
was going
If
out.
Samoa Joe came to WWE tomorrow, debuted on Monday Night Raw, I think in a year's time, he absolutely could be a world champion. I 100% believe that. 100% believe that.
Triple H did value Samoa Joe, so I don't.
Yeah, and I don't see it
say-
far fetched. It's not far fetched. It's
It's not too far fetched. However,
Y'all
Y'all really think over Braun Breaker?
I'm
over
not, no,
Braun?
you talking about over. I'm not saying it don't got to be over any of these dudes. I just think he can be.
That nigga pushing 50.
so
ain't he?
many
Can I just
losers.
say?
They said, how
I
did
mean,
Joe find a way to ungreen the beans?
I'm being 100% real. I'm being 100% real right now. I was watching this show last night, and when Shinsuke won, I had 3 reactions. I was, oh shit, Shinsuke actually won. And then I was, oh man, good for him. That's awesome. And then no shit, I said, fuck, this is going to give G-Baby hope for Finn Balor. I said that out loud, sitting in the bedroom watching the fucking show. And this is why.
And Jay, when I watched it this morning and I saw him win, that was the first thing that came to my mind. Oh, so we got hope for Finn Balor. Here we go.
Good Lord.
Oh, all right.
unfortunately
better
for
next
Finn
time.
Balor, it's
That's my
it's
fan cake for the day. That's my fan
been a
cake.
good career, you know. Maybe Finn goes back to New
brother.
Japan or
Can we
something.
talk about that triple threat?
When y'all thought I acted an ass about Samoa
No,
Joe, just
Nate,
wait.
we
Can we talk about some winners, bro? We're talking about fucking loser, bro.
Yeah, my
Let's
glorious
talk about that
King
triple threat match.
My glorious King Gunther with the ass, bro. Ain't nothing new, bro.
Hell
I
yeah.
told niggas. Planet to ass.
With help. All right.
Nigga, if it wasn't, he didn't that little weak ass stomp.
Wasn't Finn out laying down?
Hey,
fucking big
hey,
booty, bro.
you know what Finn
Like
Balor
fucking Mario
look
jumping
like?
on a Goomba.
It looked like them Thanksgiving fights you see your cousins do, bro. That's what Finn and Damian Priest look like. You ever see your little cousin
Jay,
try to
what the
jump on you? That's what Finn and
You
Damian Priest
stupid.
did.
Like a little cat trying to jump on you, bro.
Not even Mushroom Mario.
He
little ass
said that
Mario.
weak ass stomp. He got like 1 foot off the ground.
Nigga thought he was bro. Wait, hold on. I could have ground the ring hurts more because he got more height. So what the fuck? What are we talking about? What?
On the top rope. It's the same height from the top rope to the bottom of the ring than from the ring to the floor. He wasn't from the top rope. He did it from the apron. So it's the same height.
He did it from the steps.
Still weak
you
as
feel
shit.
me?
Still
Pretty
weak
sure
as
he did it from the second step. Not
No,
even
he
the
did it
third
from the
one.
apron. He did it from the apron.
G, he
Oh,
looked
he did it
like
from the steps. He did it from the steps.
he Ireland
I know he
Jordan,
did.
bro. He got 1 foot off the
Y'all, are
ground.
y'all really about
bro.
to go make me go screen record?
Misremembering ass.
He
He
did.
did.
No, he did it off the
Yeah.
steps. He did it off the steps.
He literally did it off the steps.
He came off the steps, and I was like, "Here this is."
No, hold on. Here, I want to make this deal. If you find out that he did it from the steps, I want you to admit he's cooked. Go ahead.
What?
If you prove us right,
Shinsuke won the singles title. There's hope.
so he's uncooked. He's uncooked.
Yeah,
They put him back on the stove. He's good.
For the time being,
Finn
yeah,
Balor,
he
Finn Balor,
uncooked.
yeah, Finn Balor
What do
got
y'all?
Finn Balor got
What do y'all? What's your conspiracies about what this favor that CM Punk is going to get for Mr.
I mean, he's
Park?
going to get the main event at WrestleMania. Maybe
Probably.
this is the way he does it
Dang.
without winning the Royal Rumble.
But you think that Heyman's gonna give? That's gonna be the favor for Heyman?
Yeah, maybe Heyman gets him in at number 30 at the Rumble, or does it has to do with getting him in the main event at Mania, right? I mean, I can't think of what else it would be.
Please.
It's got to have something to do with that.
Anybody else?
Maybe he
I don't know if it
loses
really
the
means
Rumble.
much.
Maybe he
I have to see what
loses the
happens.
Rumble again and then calls in his favor to Heyman after that and says, "Hey, I lost the Rumble,
Help me
but I
out."
need you to get me in the main event." Yeah, I'm calling in my favor.
I have to see
side
what
note-
happens on Monday or Friday. Then I can really make a prediction from there. If they have no association at that point, then I'll be like, all right, maybe it was just like some thing because we all know they're friends in real life and all that, and the backstory between them on TV. So it could just mean nothing this whole time.
I don't think it's gonna mean nothing. No, it'd be kind of pointless.
No.
I mean, it's gonna have to mean something.
Yeah.
Maybe it could mean some people are throwing out different theories. Maybe it's gonna be Punk and Heyman back together, and Heyman leaves the bloodline and becomes the wise man for Punk. The WrestleMania main event could play a factor, like Jade said. You know that could be a situation that could be talked about. There's different options out there, but I think it's so unknown. That's what makes it so good to me. It's like we don't really know. Like,
and maybe Triple H just used it as a way to, we'll have this on the back burner for later, so we can revisit this like next year.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that rivalry.
I don't think that favor is gonna show up for a while.
A while.
No, because
It
Triple H like his long
might be like a
stories.
year before they bring that up again.
Yeah,
And then,
Triple H likes his long.
I
Side
don't
note,
think
just
it's going to be
to
the
move
year.
on.
I think if we don't hear about it before the Rumble, it's going to be WrestleMania related. I distinctly believe that.
I mean,
Roman Punk this year?
Well, no, because I still believe it's Punk set, so I don't think I'm going to hear that.
Yeah.
Just side note, just so we can clear it up. He was on the 4th step, which is like 2 inches from the apron. So he was on the
Mother-
4th step.
He was cooked. He's cooked.
Look, well, I can't show it. I don't want us to get demonetized. But yeah. But anyways, no, I don't think we're gonna hear from that for a while. I think they just did that to make it make sense because Paul Heyman and CM Punk are friends. Yeah. And let's be real, it's much better than them adding Seth Rollins to it. Jade, I know you were like, fuck, I take it back. But it's much better than adding Seth Rollins to it. And now that can be a catalyst because now that CM Punk is back, and realistically, the worst thing I think he really took was like the spear. Like, I don't think he took a crazy bump in this match where it's like you gotta go away for a couple months. I mean, yeah, like he ain't gotta go away for a minute. When he shows back up to Monday Night Raw, that's instantly how you can start your Seth. Instantly. Because Seth said no, CM Punk said yes. So now, in Seth's mind, my worst enemy is now making my other worst enemy back in power, quote unquote kayfabe.
I think they're going to work the end of the Bronson Reed stuff into the beginning of the CM Punk stuff. I think what's probably going to happen is that CM Punk's going to come out at some point, and then Bronson Reed's going to come out and say, "I'm going to finish the job that I should have done at War Games." And then, oh, is he hurt? Well, okay. Well, if he's hurt, all bets are off. But that, Bronson Reed comes out and says he's going to end CM Punk, and then Seth Rollins comes out and says, nah, in the way that he does. And then he's going to finish Bronson Reed from there.
I don't think so, pal.
That's not how this works.
That's not how this works.
Yeah, they did announce Punk for Raw tomorrow, so he'll be on the show sometime. He might address a situation or some circumstances that are kind of unknown right now. It'll be interesting to see what direction they kind of go in and how they mold it all together for it to make sense for the Bloodline story, but also a story for Punk and Rollins and just Heyman involved. Like, just there's so many layers to it for it to come around and make sense. So it makes it interesting because we really kind of don't know what this favor could really be.
On the other side, you also kind of have to wonder. Obviously, at some point we're going to get tribal combat, right? I mean, is there any other way they can go with this aside from Roman and Solo tribal combat
I'm confused. I'm also confused. Who's the tribal chief? Because before the match, they were like, "Oh, Solo wins. He might as well be the tribal chief." And they're like, Roman is like trying to get the tribal chief back. And then Roman pins Solo and is like, "Oh, Roman is still trying to become the tribal chief again." And it's like, but wasn't Roman's thing to get the Ulafala back okay,
also,
why didn't he just grab the Ulafala after he beat Solo?
And
Where's the
leave?
They
Ulafala?
also
Who took-
distinctly, the announcers distinctly mentioned that Solo still has possession of the Ulafala.
Which
I
is
think-
where's the
what I took from-
commentators like are just getting confused or just speaking, because I think, in my opinion, this whole thing was leading to the one-on-one match. Because when Jey Uso was trying to fight Roman, yeah, he pinned him in the tag match, but Roman was still the tribal chief until you fought for the Ulafala. So, in my opinion, because remember, Roman tried to challenge Solo one-on-one, Solo brought in War Games. So this is the Ulafala fight was never going to end until.
But this is what confuses me, because I don't know, like I'm not part of the culture, so it confuses me that Roman's trying to get this Ulafala back. Like he picks it up and like they're like, no, get it back. Let's put it back on Solo. But it's like, so now Roman has to fight to get it back. And it's like, okay, well, Solo won it, but Solo won it, got it because he pinned Roman. But like, okay, why didn't Jay get it when he pinned Roman? It's kind of confusing, and I'm like, I'm just trying to piece everything together. I don't understand.
Especially because Solo's been pinned twice by Roman, so that's even more.
Yeah, but Solo had it. Solo had it before Roman even. That whole Ulafala thing was always.
Yeah.
I feel like they what they wanted to do was really enhance and put a focus on it to make it feel important. So because of that, they had to. But to me, the one-on-one match was always going to. Technically, if we really want to keep it a buck, Solo ain't the tribal chief because he ain't beat Roman one-on-one.
There's no way. It doesn't make sense.
No, he's not.
Makes sense.
No.
Super chat. Right now, my guess for WrestleMania is going with Cody versus Rock, Roman versus Jacob. Oh, Jacob, you say Cena wins the Rumble, and we get Cody, Rock, Roman versus Jacob. Is that what you're saying?
No, he's saying Cody versus Rock and Roman.
Cody
versus
Rock.
Jacob.
Oh, Roman versus Jacob.
That is a WrestleMania match. I don't know. I don't think they'll do it this year, but that is.
Yeah,
But I think honestly, I don't know if they're gonna do it because they've been fighting over the Ulafala. But when it comes down to it, realistically, Roman could really just tell Solo like he could just keep it. You can keep it, but everybody knows I'm the Road Tribal Chief at the end of the day. I've already proven it. I've beaten you in the big matches. You have it, and you may have this new bloodline that acknowledges you. But our family, the OG bloodline, universally, everybody knows I'm the real tribal chief. So realistically, you may have it,
you think, and that could lead to Solo being like, okay, tribal combat. Let's settle this.
I think that's what they could do because he didn't take it. So I think Roman could be like now, like I thought I needed it. I don't really need it though. Like it's an Ulafala. Everybody knows who the real tribal chief is. I don't have to say it anymore. I don't have to wear anything to prove it and show it. Everybody just knows it. You can say you're the tribal chief, but everybody knows it's not really you.
I was going to say also, and we spoke about this when we did our WrestleMania predictions, the deeper we get into this, the more and more I grow concerned about where Solo's spot is on WrestleMania. Because,
nowhere.
What does he do? They can't stretch Roman until Mania for sure. And Roman is obviously going to be doing something bigger than that. I don't know. I don't know what the new bloodline does.
I feel like. Go ahead, G. I'll let you talk.
No. You can go. We all.
Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed if they did, because it's family related, right? I wouldn't be opposed if they did like the new bloodline versus like Wyatt 6 or something like that, because Wyatt's go after people who like go against the family and like
that'd be a good WrestleMania
like, story
match.
aspects. Like I mean that's something right there. I don't care about the brand split. Brand split don't mean nothing anyway. So
right.
I feel like
Seifel already said they're taking a break from the brand split anyway. So
yeah, so I mean, Wyatt 6 versus new bloodline. I mean, that could be something interesting right there. That could be something.
Mo, you sound like a child. What's the point?
No, they're saying what's the point? It's because they have to. They have no depth. When they
what's
shuffle
the
the
point of
rosters,
they're keeping the sake of the brands, because after WrestleMania, it's gonna get shook up again.
But also too, you're saying what's the point?
They need to stick to it that time.
No, but you're saying what's the point? They need to what's it called? Stick to somewhat of a brand split, or else you're gonna get Raw Super Show again, and SmackDown is a Raw replay. That's literally what they did when they had that Raw Super Show. And they screwed the brand split. They literally SmackDown was a Raw replay. Everything that happened on Raw, they just did on SmackDown again. All the video packages were from what happened on Raw. All the feuds were just happening on SmackDown again.
Yeah,
like that. That's why they have to have a thing. But Jade and Nate, to the Ulafala thing, what I wanted to say was, if they do the whole, Roman, I don't really need it anymore. You can have it. They'll always acknowledge me. He could have did that from the jump. So now you're gonna start devaluing.
But no, see, that's no. I disagree though, because in the beginning he thought he needed it. Like he came back.
Yeah,
and
but if
thought
he
he
loses
needed
to Solo and then he's like, actually, you can keep it. They acknowledge me.
Well,
It's like, well, now you're just being a sore loser. You lost, and now all of a sudden it's
well,
not
no,
important
hold
to you?
up.
He didn't
because
lose though. That's the thing. He didn't lose.
Yeah, he hasn't lost, and I agree with Malik because I think the story that they're telling with Roman has been very. I think it's been very subtly intricate. I think that it's a situation where Roman came back and he thought he needed to be the tribal chief, but then he got Jimmy back and his face lit up, right? And then he got Jay back and his face lit up more. And then him and Sammy embraced in the ring. And then he established a friendship with CM Punk and he got his wise man back. And I think that every time Roman gets one of his allies back or puts his family back together piece by piece and then grows his family by establishing a working friendship with CM Punk, I think he gets a little bit more confident. And you saw when he walked out, the first thing he did was go straight to Heyman and give him the, hey, I see you, I love you type of thing. So I think it makes total sense what Malik is saying, that when he started, it was all about, hey, give me my Ulafala back. But now it's more of, I've got my family back. I've got these people behind me for the first time in my entire life. My family still sees me as a tribal chief. What do I need that thing for? I don't anymore. So I think it makes total sense for him to go from I need it to I don't, based on how he's gotten everything else around him put together.
So can I ask a question then? If that
Sure.
is what we're going to, if that's what we're going to do, if that's what we're going to do, and that's what let's just say that's the story they're telling. What's the point of Solo and Roman having a one-on-one match?
I think it's clipped at this point.
Maybe they don't. Maybe it's over.
I think
listen. At the end of War Games, Roman extended his arms and he said, "We don't have to do this. We don't have to do it." He gave Solo the option. Solo threw up his thumb, so they proceeded with beating him down. So maybe this is it.
I think that's the sign. Like Roman is gonna like.
I think this is them closing the
important,
chapter for Solo.
Realistically, the only people who don't acknowledge Roman are just the new bloodline. Everybody else does.
That's it.
Everybody else
That's
knows
it.
that Roman's tribal chief. He doesn't
Even the people that aren't even in the bloodline.
Okay, so I hear what y'all are saying.
And he and the Usos have said before, by the way, that they don't need the Tongans to respect them because they don't respect the Tongans. They don't respect the way they do things.
And I hear y'all, and I'm not even disagreeing with y'all's line of thinking. I just feel like that would be such a waste of everything they've been telling on TV for the past months if they just don't have a one-on-one match for that Ulafala.
Yeah.
Because that's what they've been telling on TV for the past.
I feel that.
Like that's what they've been telling on TV for the past
disagree.
4 or 5 months. So them to not have a one-on-one match after doing all of this, the SummerSlam return, costing a Solo the Universal title, the tag team match, Roman pins Solo pins Roman back. Then we have the War Games where I feel like them telling that for months on end, for them to not have a one-on-one match, when literally that's what Roman asked for to begin with, for them to not have that, I feel like
it's a story of personal redemption. It's a story of that's what I'm trying to say. It's a story of personal redemption because initially Roman thought that's all that matters. That's all I care about. He even told the Usos in the hallway, you guys go do whatever you want. I'm going to handle my business. And then slowly over time, week to week, as things happened, as things developed, he started realizing there were more important things. So again, the way his face lit up when Heyman showed up. Yeah, the Ulafala doesn't make me. I make the Ulafala, and the people around me is what really makes me. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's wrestling, right? It's a personal redemption story. And
it's kind of like the same aspect.
Me too. I feel like
with the personal redemption aspect.
It's kind of the same aspect too when he talked about with Cody. Like Roman could easily go after the title if he wanted to, but he's like, bro, it's old news right now. I'm kind of past that. I mean, like, there's other things.
Because he's dealing with his family stuff.
I would agree.
Yeah, but he could easily still go after if he wanted to. He'd be like, I'm getting the title match.
I would agree with you if the War Games match didn't end the way it did. To me, the way it ended and the way they closed the show, it really felt like the chapter with Solo is over and now they're going to move on to Maivia.
Yeah.
That's the build now. Now, is Solo still going to be a part of the story? Yeah, I don't expect him to be done, but I don't expect for him to be the main focal threat that he was portrayed.
If he's not done with this story, where else do you go?
Well, that's my point. That's the whole reason I asked.
Jacob is still there.
They haven't.
Jacob is still there. Jacob is getting hotter every time he's on screen, bro.
They have shown.
It's gonna get to a point where he's gonna end up turning.
You're right, but they have not even begun to tell that at all.
They can start.
They subtly have. They
start.
I don't
subtly
think
have.
they have. I think Jacob and Solo, like, yeah.
I think they can
No,
start.
they're cool still, but they've told the like Jake, like Solo always, like whenever Jacob's trying to fight Roman, Solo like pulls him like, no, like stop, like no, we're not doing this. Like
Yeah.
anytime
I
he gets
know
hot, Solo's kind of like, all right, stop, like you're outshining.
And I know we're nitpicking because this is how in depth this storyline goes, so you have to nitpick. But like when we were telling the Solo Roman dissension, they would have like legit like stare-offs. He was looking at Roman crazy, like, boy, what's wrong with you? Like, and Roman kind of like, I haven't seen that with this one. It's kind of like the early stage of the Solo, where it was like, not yet. We'll save you. I'll bring you in when it's time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like they started subtly telling that story. They haven't like full on like done that yet.
It's also two different stories because Solo never put his hands together and looked Roman dead in the eyes and screamed, "I love you," like Jacob Fatu does every single show. The relationship between Solo and Jacob is almost servitude like, whereas Solo was put in place not by Romans. They said it a long time ago. Solo was put in place by the family. Solo was established. He didn't go there because he wanted to. He didn't go there out of some sort of blind obedience to Roman Reigns. He went there, was established as a bodyguard by the family, whereas Jacob Fatu has made it obvious he follows Solo. He doesn't follow the family. He follows Solo. So that story is different. So the way that they're going to sort of lean into that change that we're talking about has to play out differently than they did with Roman and Solo because the dynamic is different.
Right.
Plus, they've already shown the story that Jacob is a loose cannon. So at any point, if he just snaps on everybody, it's justifiable.
He loves what he loves and hates what he hates. So if he ever hates Solo just a little bit, he's going to go crazy on him.
Right. But and I agree, but I think with the way we've seen them tell this story, the bloodline as a whole, that's not something that I think is just going to happen in the next couple of weeks leading into the main season. But that's what I'm saying. So we got to do something in these next couple of weeks. And unless for whatever reason the Wyatts just show up and fight the bloodline, I don't see how the next step to this, in my opinion, because again, The Rock didn't show up. If I would feel y'all more if The Rock would have showed up at that end segment. I would have felt y'all more if his music would have hit.
That's what I expected.
Because he hasn't, right? It's either Saturday night's main event or the Royal Rumble, right? Because he hasn't shown up yet. So, with that being said, I feel like the only logical thing you do after this for the next, what are we in? End of November, early December. So, for the next 8 weeks till the Rumble, right? The only logical option to this is the one-on-one match. I hear the personal redemption story. I think you can still tell. I think it's ever since he came back, it's been about the personal redemption. But I don't see how Triple H is just not going to have this solo match.
I feel like there's other avenues to explore. Like, so to me, Solo's done. Like, you still have the avenue with Seth Rollins of crashing out on Roman because of the CM Punk shit. You still got the avenue that Roman still hasn't apologized to Jay or anything like that. Like, you still have other avenues to explore. And plus, Roman Reigns was here a lot for this buildup. Roman Reigns going forward, I don't think he's going to be here every single week. So you don't have to constantly tell this story with him and Solo. And let's say they do have the one-on-one on Saturday night's main event. Then what are you gonna do? Yeah. You get what I mean?
But
you got that out the way.
But my thing is,
there's still avenues to explore, man.
And I'm not saying there isn't avenues to explore, but I'm just looking at in the mind of what we know Triple H to do.
But there are also better avenues too. They're much bigger at this point.
And I don't think Triple H is going to explore those. I think he's going to wrap up what he's been telling the past 7 months.
He already did.
Let me throw this out.
Who's to say that they can't do something with CM Punk too? Like, they could be mad CM Punk help the new bloodline win, bro. Like, damn, like they could.
CM Punk asked for a favor.
Let me throw this out.
Knowing Triple H, I don't think that CM Punk avenue or the Seth Rollins avenue, I don't think any of that is getting touched before we finish the solo avenue.
Let me throw
the one-on-one match is still the thing.
Let me throw something out as a possibility.
You can have the one-on-one.
Real quick. Because you could do it both ways, because I think it'd be a real storybook ending if you do the tribal combat, right? And they tear each other apart and they have the big 20-minute banger or whatever. And then at the end of the match, Roman spears Solo and he could get down there and pin him, but then he takes a long look at it. He takes a long look at the Ulafala, and then he just doesn't. And then he just leaves. And that's when he has the realization that I don't need this. I've proven I'm the better man. Solo's laying in a heap at my feet. I've got my family. I've got my wise man. I've got these fans. I don't need this. And then he just lays the Ulafala over Solo and then just walks away from it. So they could have the match and then still tell the personal redemption story. Solo still has the Ulafala at the end of it all. And he can claim he beat Roman as he will, in character. I honestly, the more I think about that, the more I like that they have the match and then Roman could win, but then he just walks away from it, and that solves all problems.
Then Solo was bitched at that point.
I mean,
I was like, that's
but
worse.
my point is Solo is gone. Hold on.
You know what it is? G
hold
loves
on.
Solo more than Jacob. That's what it is.
Because
man.
my point is, my point in introducing this in the beginning, Mo, was that I don't see redemption for Solo at all.
No,
So at the very least, at the end of this, you could tell a compelling story and then try and rebuild Solo afterward.
I don't even think they have to have the match, bro. Like Roman Reigns could just tell him, bro, I don't need it, bro. Like I have to have the Ulafala.
Shit, if I was Roman, I'd have been like, hand it over. I'd have been like,
bro, it's like a little brother, bro. I already
Twice.
whipped your ass. How many times?
Like at this stage, Roman could really be like, I thought that's what made me the tribal chief. Like this whole time, I thought that's what made a tribal chief. But in reality, that's not what makes a tribal chief. It's an Ulafala. Like
I can see G wanting to do the singles match, like Solo already pinned Roman, and then Roman got the get back at War Games, whatever. Then they can have like, all right, it's 1-on-1 now because we both got a pinfall victory. What I'm saying though is, like, not saying G's wrong, but the way they ended War Games, to me, there's just no reason. I don't care if they did a 1-on-1 and Solo won, they'd be 2v2 because Roman pinned Solo twice, Solo's pinned Roman once.
And
oh really? Oh, so it's good. The trilogy.
But the thing is, again, and I'm not saying that if you wanted to go that route, you couldn't. I'm saying because you talk about the way they ended War Game. I'm also talking about the story they told all War Games as well. After that match, they literally still said Solo, and I know y'all are saying, oh, well, he could just say, oh, what's it called? That, oh, I don't need the Ulafala anymore. But they haven't said that on TV yet. Roman Reigns have been like, I don't need this. They didn't even show the inkling of that. So as far as I'm concerned, they're going to come back out on SmackDown. OG Bloodline is going to celebrate. And Roman's going to be like, but there's still one thing I need to do.
But
and
to
he's
me,
going to call out Solo for the win.
what I'm looking at is there's just not much more money to make here. Like,
and you can't just disqualify. You can't just push aside what happened at War Games and say, oh, they haven't told it on TV yet. That's because the redemption angle wasn't done until Roman was able to push aside his ego for the betterment of not just himself, but the group and for Heyman. He pushed aside his ego even after CM Punk snubbed him in the cage and pushed him to the side and said, no, I'm going in there. And then even after he speared CM Punk in the ring, he was able to put the old tribal chief of 2 years ago. No freaking way he does any
Jay
of that.
Was screaming when Punk got speared.
Exactly. But Roman did it. So my point is, G, you can't make your argument based on, well, they haven't brought that up on TV yet. That's because we just had War Games last night. The personal redemption story just wrapped up last night. So after last night, he can now come on TV and now say, I've learned, I've realized, I changed. All I need is my people. You all acknowledge me. I've got my family. I've got my wise man. I don't need this thing that Solo carries around to know that I'm the tribal chief because you all tell me I'm your tribal chief. It's done. In my opinion, I think now it makes more sense for it to just be done.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get jumped bro. The way Solo got jumped is how Thanos got jumped in fucking Endgame. You don't have the way
I don't think this
that
is
match
Endgame.
ended.
That's the problem. I don't think this is Endgame.
For this story, because my view is going to be much worse. Trust me, it's going to take the entire roster.
Oh boy!
But the way how it ended, you don't jump somebody like that. What he take? A double super kick, a GTS, a haluva kick, and a spear? Bro, that to me screams done, bro.
But remember, the War Games match was as a replacement for the one-on-one. I don't think if they just wanted this to be the end.
I think you just answered your own question.
For a one-on-one, no. I'm saying Solo gave him the War Games match as opposed to the one-on-one because the one-on-one was gonna be for the Ulafala. That's what Roman asked for. Roman didn't want this War Games match. Solo gave it to him, and Roman's like, well, if this is the only way I can get my hands on you, so be it. Right? Because he kept getting jumped every week. He's not just going to take that. Right? And again, Yes, Solo lost. That's fine. But I don't think this is the end of the story because, again, this is not what Roman wanted. And now that Paul Heyman back, I think that's more of a reason he's going to be like, yeah. We getting that Ula follow back for real this time. Tribal combat. Because technically, in the kayfabe world of their family, even though he won the match, if Solo's still walking around with that Ula follow, right? That Solo technically still tribal chief. And again, because we still have The Rock to come into play. I think The Rock and Roman, one of their main storylines, or one of the bases of their storyline, is they gonna be arguing about whose status and who in the family. That's what I think one of the main issues they gonna have.
I disagree with you. I just think there's just no point anymore in doing it. There's more money to be made. There's still the Seth Avenue. There's the Punk Avenue. There's the Heyman Avenue.
So what is Roman
Solo's done.
So what does Roman do between now and we'll just say Rumble?
I just said there's avenues to explore.
Honestly, he's
man.
probably gonna be at home, bro. I don't see him showing up full time, and he probably gonna be chilling, bro.
Yeah, I think you're assuming Roman is gonna be here. He's going to be back to his part time.
I think he's that's fine. I think he's gonna finish this Solo match. Though.
I think
he'll be
the next thing up is the Seth Rollins Avenue. Seth is going to end up crashing out on him.
I don't think Seth Rollins is being touched for a minute because Seth still got to deal with Bronson Reed, and then he's going to deal with
Bronson Reed's hurt. That's done. That's cooked.
What is his injury?
Bro, he looked like
I don't know.
It looked like
he hurt his legs, bro.
They said he hurt his ankles.
Yeah, he's done.
Like he jumped off did the tsunami off the cage.
I mean, they didn't say how serious it was.
It looked the same way Adam Copeland broke his.
Okay,
yeah,
so
with
that being said, right? Do y'all think Punk and Roman is happening at Mania?
No.
Okay.
But there's just avenue. I'm not. When I say avenues, I'm not talking about matches, but there's stories within those avenues that.
But with Triple H, knowing how he booked, that's also what I'm taking into the account. The way he booked. Do you think he would tell a Seth Rollins Roman Reigns story this close to Mania, knowing we still got The Rock dangling in our face?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't.
Yes.
I do. Seth Roman. That's a Mania match on its own. They're not gonna tell that in the midst of Rock.
I never said Seth and Roman gonna be a Mania match. When I mean avenues, I mean there's stuff on TV that they can tell with stories. I'm not saying.
Here's the thing.
If
Triple
they're telling
H
that
does.
story, it's gonna lead to.
G baby, this is the thing Triple H does. He's treating WWE. He's treating WWE as a world of characters. So these characters are going to interact with each other. Doesn't necessarily mean when Seth sees Roman and Seth says, no, you can F off, I'm not joining your team. Oh, that's for sure. They're going towards Mania. It's like, no, because this is a real world with characters that we're going to treat that they cross each other. And we're going to ask Seth, hey, can you join my team? He's going to say no. And they're going to go off to their own stories. And we're going to revisit that at another time. Triple H puts a lot of stuff on the back burner.
That part I agree with, and that's fine. If they want to cross each other's paths and have a stare down, cool. But the main program that we looking at, the main thing that he's going to be building, because he can cross paths with Seth as much as he won't, as far as I'm concerned, that's fine. We know what that is. But what I'm looking at is, okay, we have a Royal Rumble. Even if he don't do Elimination Chamber, we have a Royal Rumble and we have a WrestleMania that pretty much now that Survivor Series is over, we're building now. What they call is WrestleMania season. We're building to that now. Again, The Rock not showing up. I just knew he was going to end that.
Wait, can I throw something in there?
But either way, I just think yes, he can pass avenues with Seth. He can look CM Punk backstage all he want. But there's got to be a main program that we're building to, and I think The Rock is still that. And I think Solo's going to be the factor in. Like I just don't see how they don't have the one-on-one.
Can we throw something in there? So let me throw something in there. So I think everybody feels like Roman is a favorite to win the Rumble, whether people like it or not. Roman is a favorite to win the Rumble. Though they can literally do the same way that they did earlier this year. CM Punk and Cody didn't have a one-on-one match, but they were the main build to the Royal Rumble for their respective stories. Seth Rollins obviously wants to get back the world fucking title, and Roman obviously wants to get back his fucking title. You can have them cross paths and have that shit build within the Rumble. Not like it's simple shit.
But CM Punk and Cody Rhodes in that aspect, yes, they were the main story of the Rumble because you had the guy trying to finish his story and another guy trying to finish a similar equal story as well. So yeah, that carried the Rumble. But yeah, and that's perfectly fine.
So in the event CM Punk becomes world heavyweight champion, what happens then?
What are you talking about?
Because the way you're talking, right? If CM Punk, because there's always a possibility CM Punk could beat Gunther, before Mania. He could beat him at the Rumble.
Oh, man,
So
I'll be
what if there's
pissed.
what
I'll
if
be pissed.
what if there's a possibility that Seth Rollins wants to win the Rumble to get his hands on CM Punk, and Roman Reigns wants to win the Rumble to get his hands on fucking whoever's the champion?
I'm not saying you can. I'm not saying
It's the same exact build CM Punk and Cody had.
But the reason why I think it's a little different is because I think we still have the lingering factor of he could probably win his title back. He should. He said it. Even though he said Cody Rhodes was on the back burner, we knew when he came back, he told Cody, hey, it's just a matter of time. But there's a lingering factor of The Rock that they were trying to do last year that I think is going to supersede. Like, yeah, he can enter the Rumble. He can enter the Rumble all he wants, right? That's fine. I still think The Rock can, because we're still, like, again, we didn't hear it today, but we were still waiting for The Rock's music to hit, right? We know he's going to be involved in the biggest match in Mania somehow, some way. And realistically, most of us don't think the biggest match in Mania this year is happening without Roman Reigns. So I think The Rock and him, that's still what we're getting to, like kind of what y'all said earlier. They just haven't they haven't legit laid the, hey, I'm coming after you, or the big blowout fight. But we know Rock is going to be somewhat involved. So even if you want to have the Cody, Roman, Rock triple threat match, that's fine. The main goal we're still getting to, The Rock and Roman are going to be involved, whether it's just them or it's in a triple threat. That's still the main thing. I don't see a world, and y'all can disagree, but I don't see a world we get to Mania's main event, and The Rock and Roman are not either fighting against each other or in a triple threat match with Cody. Bless you, Will. So that's why I'm saying that's a little different to me, because again, with the Cody Rhodes and Punk, we knew whoever doesn't win the Rumble, they're just gonna fight the other guy anyway. I don't know. Oh, the comment. I guess whoever won the Rumble, whoever lost the Rumble, they were just gonna fight.
Hey, you gotta put that on the screen, Malik, bro.
You gotta go, dog. You gotta go, dog.
I understand y'all wanting the feud to be done, but if we just, Triple H has been known to stretch out feuds. How long have Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley been feuding?
That's a good point.
It's probably your Mania match.
The word
exactly
when it shouldn't be a year of feuding. That's over.
Oh, so you want Solo and Roman at Mania? You nasty.
No, but I think Solo and Roman is going to lead. I think that's going to be the catalyst for The Rock.
I'm seeing his point. I'm seeing his point.
I see the point. I just think it's pointless. You feel me? Like,
but I'm not arguing.
It is, but Triple H has a lot of pointless shit.
I was like, Triple H is not going to. I don't think a world Triple H is going to let this feud go on without a solo match. There's no way Triple H does that.
That shit better happen this Friday.
Numbers.
You gotta be the Netflix. Just put it on Netflix, bro. But make that the Netflix for me, bro.
But that's
probably could.
That's perfect.
Wait, what make Netflix the what?
They can.
That's the Netflix premiere main event right there.
They can do Roman Solo
they could do
Tribal Combat on Netflix. That's perfect.
That would be a selling. That would be a great selling.
That's amazing. That's damn.
I think Netflix is going to be Gunther versus CM Punk. That's Netflix to me. That's
doesn't
Netflix.
end.
It could be a double feature. Fuck it. Who cares?
I'm 100%
with
with you on that. That's going to be an amazing show. That's great. You're going to have Cena showing back up. You're going to have Gunther versus Punk if you want. You can have Roman versus Solo in Tribal Combat, and we know The Rock going to be there. That's beautiful. That might be the best episode. And it's 3 hours. And it's 3 hours.
And you know who
they have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff.
I hate that. Why we?
You know who gonna open the show?
Fucking hours.
Triple H.
I mean,
welcome to Raw.
Hey, wait. Hey, it's gonna be Stephanie McMahon introducing Triple H in the Paul Levesque era. It's gonna be Stephanie McMahon introducing.
Why not?
I guarantee
to the Paul Levesque era. All right, man. We get it, bro.
I can't get used to his name being called that. I'm sorry.
That's so weird. I just feel I hate when people call him Paul. Like when fans call him Paul. I hate that shit.
I just feel like
you're Hunter.
I don't know, bro. I just feel like the Solo and Roman stuff. I just don't see it necessary.
Is Solo on Finn Balor status?
There's no, he's not Finn Balor status.
Just trying to say, bro.
Solo's part of the Bloodline family. As long as he's part of that family, you good, bro. You good. So, I just feel like the Roman and Solo match. Could it happen? Yes. Maybe they could do it at Saturday Night's main event. Maybe they could do it at the Royal Rumble to keep the Royal Rumble match if they.
Tired of talking about a bum, bro.
I just feel like Solo. I just feel like Roman he doesn't really need it though. Like he could get it back because if they do tribal combat, I don't see Solo winning that match either. So
no.
I mean they could do it.
Rock interferes.
Stop, man. We've been talking
No, I
about
feel
Finn
like
Balor. We've been talking about
It's just the
Solo.
fact
We
that
talking about
Roman
too many
didn't walk
people.
away. The fact that he didn't walk away with the Ulafala left me with so many questions. I was just like,
That's why I think
why?
he's gonna go to the stage where he's like, you can have it, bro. Like I originally
That'd
came
be
back
crazy,
for it.
though.
I originally came back for it because he thought that's what made a tribal chief. The Ulafala was given to him by his ancestors. He originally thought in his mind, this is what makes you the tribal chief. But in reality, it doesn't make you a tribal chief. You could wear the Ulafala, but it doesn't really have to make you a tribal chief. Everybody still acknowledged me, even after I lost the biggest match at WrestleMania ever. Even after I got pinned by Solo at Crown Jewel, like everybody still acknowledged me. The only people who don't and refuse to are just the people that you built within your bloodline. And that's cool. If you don't want to, that's fine. But the rest of the family still does. The fans still do. The wise man still does. Everybody else still does, besides you four guys. So they could still do the tribal combat match. Maybe Solo's like, tribal combat, let's do it, whatever. If they want to set it up that way, they can set it up for, like I said, they can do Saturday Night's main event. If they want to do Royal Rumble just to keep Roman out of that match or whatever, just for different match, they could do it there. But I just don't. I don't know. I feel like they can go different directions for it at this stage for it still to make sense. And Solo can move on to something else. What is it? What he moves on to? That's to be determined. I don't know yet. Same for Roman. Like there's different things for people to move on to now. Like we don't really know what anybody else is really gonna do. Like after War Games, and that goes for Jey Uso, for Jimmy, for Sammy, for everybody involved. Like we don't know what direction does the new bloodline stay together? Do they split up? Do they go separate ways? Like do they move on to something else? Like there's different. They have different options on the table. They have many options on the table actually that they could go to, and many directions are still good directions. CM Punk, the factor with him, Seth Rollins. You know, we still got
I think
Rock
Jesus
there.
doesn't want to see it end. That's the thing. He don't want to see it end.
No, it's not about I don't want to see it end. I just think logically with the way Triple H books, I don't know how y'all don't see this ending with a one-on-one.
No, I see it. I just don't.
I see it. I see it.
Well,
with the fact that he didn't walk away
wanting
with
it
the
is
Ulafala.
fine. But when we first started arguing, y'all were saying like, nah, they're not gonna do that. That doesn't.
Well,
make sense.
to me, I think it's cooked because the way they ended the War Games match, you don't end a match like that if the chapter's not closed. That's how I feel.
Yeah, the fact that they kept dragging it too, making it seem like somebody was going to come out.
Like literally, it's like Thanos
something.
getting jumped by everybody. Like you don't
Like
end
Roman
shit
Reigns.
like
Roman
that.
Reigns gave Solo the opportunity to come back. He tried. You know what I'm saying? Like he welcomed him back. Like,
we don't have to do this.
He was telling him like it's over, bro. It's done. Like you can come
everyone's
back.
dead.
I welcome you back. You family still, but it's over with, bro. Solo went down the way he did. He went down.
Bro.
You know, he went down
You got
fighting.
double
I just think we're gonna
Aluvud, GTS, and then Spear.
right, and I
That's
think we just
cooked.
gonna get to. I
That
think
was
we gonna
poetic.
Get to
I love
SmackDown.
That is
I think
cooked.
we're gonna get to SmackDown, and he gonna ask for that one-on-one match, and then we're gonna be.
They could do the one-on-one on SmackDown to wrap it up.
On SmackDown.
I don't think. To me, that's not a Saturday night main event. That's not a match I want to see.
No, it's like what Nate said. That
do it on SmackDown.
it's like what Nate said. The first Raw on Netflix. That's a perfect time to do it.
That's a
What the
perfect
fuck?
selling point. That's a
Nate,
really
what
big
the
selling
fuck?
point. Especially if you're gonna have
Get
it
it out
on
the
the
way,
show.
bro.
Yeah, I'm
Get out
done
the
with.
way,
I'm
bro.
done. I'm done
That's
with
if they
with
do
this
it. I mean,
feud.
that's if they do it. They may not do it. He may
Shit,
tell
Roman
Solo
better
to
than
come out and
me.
hand it over, bro. If they want to,
Yeah, I would have been like, nigga, hand that shit.
You're
I already pinned you
come here,
twice.
bitch. You're
Would've
done.
been
You're
like,
cooked.
put it in my hand and get the fuck on. Come on.
You see this? You see that? You put it in here. Here. Right there.
There's different
Here
avenues they
and
can go.
go.
That's what makes the bloodline story so good. It's in the unknown. There's so many different layers they can do and so many different aspects they can do for it to come together and to make sense in the end. So I mean, we just don't know. We just don't know yet. So all right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and hop off here. Thank you guys for coming through. Shout out again to Layla for coming on for the interview. For the first hour of the show. Make sure you guys check it out if you hadn't seen it. Second half, we talked about War Games a little bit. We'll be back next week with Jade's quiz that he's put together for us and everything. It's gonna be a little interesting twist to it for you guys watching. So we're not gonna tell too many details about it. We have to wait till next week to see how it's put together and everything. So appreciate you guys for coming through. Make sure you guys subscribe as always. And once again, shout out to Layla for coming on. Omos is the greatest of all time. Don't forget that.
Cook.
Hey, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet.